Hello, Hongers. Good evening. Good evening, Jay, Fractal Ninja, Saints of Hell, Stum. Gave out 5 gift memberships over on YouTube. Stum is a real OG Honger. Hong. Mitch Murphy, Tay Marie, Damien, Robin Hood, Andy's Big Balls Plumber. New honorable members, or old honorable members. Hong Aces High, Low Q in the house. Fractal says, are y'all getting storms? We're getting some rainstorms here tonight. Nothing crazy. I think Texas is in line for possible tornadoes. I think we're getting some storms later this week here. How about everyone else? Where are the storms at? Hong Fed, Blackvar. It's been pouring. Hello, staring in awe, voluntary seeker. Just came back from Texas 2 days ago for work, huh? Middle of the week, Frank. Was hot. Was it 103 in Texas? Jesus. It hit high 80s here the other day, and I was like, fuck. I just wasn't ready for it. I got a little sunburned because, like, I just wasn't. I was out on a roof for, like, a couple hours in the afternoon doing some stuff. Not like a roof of it. It was like a rooftop of a place. And I got burned because, like, I wasn't prepared for hot-ass fucking sun beaming on me all afternoon. Low Q, it's sunny and 72 in San Diego, as always, but feels like 71. Uh-oh. It dropped below 72? Did you get your winter jacket out, Low Q? It's crazy if it drops below 72 there. Rooftop Austins, exactly. We were setting up. We're getting ready. We're getting ready for Summer of Love 2.0. Cyber was 100 here, no rain. AC struggling to keep house at 88 degrees. Ugh, that's hot. Blackfard hit triple digits all week in Texas. That is insane for May. Look, you're wearing a flannel because it's 71. Cloudy in New York, Buffalo, no sunshine. Isn't it kind of always cloudy in Buffalo, though? But Frank, it's dropping into the 50s Wednesday, Thursday. Rabbi, oh my God, can you imagine a pardon for Chauvin? I mean, if Trump, no. No, I can't. And there's no way in hell any Minnesota governor ever pardons him. So, but anyway, Democrats love to protest things that they've made up in their own head. This was like an hour ago. They held a no pardon for Derek Chauvin protest in Minneapolis. No one has said they're going to pardon Chauvin. Trump hasn't said he's going to pardon Chauvin. Even if Trump did pardon Chauvin, he wouldn't get out of prison because he still owes the state of Minnesota 17, 18 more years of time, maybe more. Yeah. So it would just move him from federal prison to Minnesota state prison. But Democrats never miss a good chance to get out here and bitch and moan and whine about things that aren't happening. Once again, this is not live. It was like an hour and a half ago. But I figure we can watch these morons for a little bit. It wasn't a long protest. I think it only lasts like 45 minutes. Cyber Diary, can you believe 2021 was already 7 years ago? It was actually 10 years ago if you do the math correctly. Woo! Yeah, extremely low energy. Average age is about 60, looks like. Saints of Hell, you should stream every day. I love this. I'm streaming every day in May. That's the promise. I don't know what we're doing once June rolls around, but we'll come up with something. I mean, it's May 19th. It's kind of a routine now, but I'm surprised I haven't had to miss a day yet. Now, the day I'm kind of worried about is Sunday the 25th. Because I'm going to be day drinking at a pool all day. So that stream could either be interesting or maybe not happen. I don't know. We'll see. Palestine flag. Is Chauvin a Zionist? Yeah. So I caught the very end of this protest. And it was all about free Palestine. But the guy was up, well, you'll see, the guy's up there talking about how, like, free Palestine also means Black Lives Matter. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? There will be a hot tub there, Patriots. Old school. Dougie says he deserves a pardon. Yeah, it just ain't gonna happen, man. He deserves to have his conviction thrown the fuck out, is what he deserves. Big Siege, just live stream on your phone for 10 minutes in the pool. I thought about that, and that would count, wouldn't it? Jay, day drinking is like night drinking, but better. Agreed. Ninja, it's nothing but boomers and zoomers, right? Gen X and millennials have checked the fuck out of the bullshit. Hey, Horace. Hey, now, lots of people are convicted for both murder 1 and murder 2 of the same person. Yeah. And lots of people aren't allowed to introduce damn near any evidence in defense of themselves at their trial. Lots of people's juries are too scared to not convict them because they're scared for their lives if they don't convict them. Happens all the time. Hung hung, we see Jada High. Happy Monday right back at ya. Always good to see you. Blackfar, Gen X and millennials still have full-time jobs. I guess that's true. Imagine spending your retirement at protests. At liberal protests because MSNBC told you to. Fair enough, fair enough. Resist, hate, no kings. Resist, hate, no kings. Racist hate, knockings, noggings. Jay, I know an 83-year-old who said, they're all Nazis, and I went to the protest because sometimes they listen. What? Resist Hatino. Resist Hatino Kings. That could be it. Yeah, Jay. Nazis are notorious for listening. They always love to sit down and have kumbayas with communists, you know? Kimba, is this England? It kind of looks and sounds like it, doesn't it? But no, this is Minnesota. Minnesota? I believe. I'm pretty sure. All power to the people. Fight workers and immigrants. I love just leaving out a couple words on the signs. Wait, fight for workers and immigrants' rights. Oh, no sound on your end? Oh. Well, you're not missing much. My bad. Sounds on now, but they're just chattering amongst themselves. That is a dwarf. A hobbit. A hobbit is here for hobbit rights. Rex, Hong Kong, mostly peaceful.
Yeah, maybe back up to this from the sound a little bit if you need to. Black lives matter here.
Guys, a couple dozen people showed up.
Black lives
Yay!
matter here. Black lives
Fractal, that's a gnome. Dwarves have battle axes. Oh, okay. Thank you for the clarification. Be the lowest energy protest we've seen yet. Yeah, just there, Jay. Just in this little area. That's a good point, Cyber. Immigrants take native workers' jobs. So how are you fighting for workers' and immigrants' rights? Did an H1B create those sign slogans? Probably, Cyber Diary. Fractal Ninja. No, not natives like people born in the U.S. Don't use our own words against us. Those lives don't matter. You can feel the passion in their paid voices. I think like half these people were just like wandering around in the area and someone handed them a sign and was like, hey, come stand here. And they just didn't have anything better to do, so they're like, okay.
not come here today. What?
Well,
They tried to pardon Chauvin, and we said, boo to that bullshit.
look at
It's
this
like
lady.
any criminal that kills somebody, they should be locked away for a long time. We're gonna get it started because it's already a little late, but I'm gonna tell you my name. My
How
name
many
is
chins
Angel.
does she
I'm
have?
the Twin Cities Coalition for Justice. I also
This
have
is not a flattering
PhD.
side profile. Ogre
My
spotted.
name is Mira. I'm with the Minnesota Immigrant Rights Action Committee. Very happy to be here.
We're gonna do this up, all right, y'all? So we're gonna
we've
start
got-
off with speakers, and our first speaker is Monique.
We've got gnomes and ogres.
Authority.
Are we guessing their crimes, Kimba?
Her nephew was Marcus Golden, who was killed by the St. Paul Police Department. She's also with Black Lives
She doesn't have a
Matter.
chin. She has a
So
chawn.
let's give it up for Monique.
River troll.
We gotta give her a second. She's constantly working.
I'm good. Had a little scare. First, thank you all for coming out. It is so important that we continue to stand up and counter all the actions that are happening from the White House and Donald Trump's administration. And today was the day that it had been predicted that Donald Trump would pardon Derek Chauvin for the federal charges from when he murdered
Is it that
George
guy
Floyd.
Obi-Wan Kenobi met in the diner? I think it's its mother.
So we knew that it was important for us to stand up against that type of hatred. And we see that Donald Trump continues to overturn laws, has no regard for the Constitution or the rule of law. And this is affecting so many people. So this event was written in solidarity with all those different people and situations that are being impacted by his administration, by capitalism, by white supremacy, by hatred, by misogyny, and so many other things. So today
It's gotta be so disappointing to them
happens
that
to
no
be
one shows up to this shit
Malcolm X's
anymore.
birthday. And he would be 100
Patriots
years old
United.
today.
Last week there was,
And
I don't know
it's
why. I think
important
Tim Walz
that we
started a
acknowledge
rumor that Trump
the
might
voice
pardon.
of such
Chauvin.
a revolutionary on this day. So I want to read
It was
a
just
quote.
to create fake outrage. Because even if
Lies
Trump
are the
did
best
pardon
of
Chauvin,
speakers.
it doesn't
It's so
clear him of
important
the state
because
charges.
The words that he
Like,
was speaking in
the whole
his
thing
life
is so stupid.
Still resound today. They are still applicable. Everything it was saying, and it really sounds like not only have we made progress, but now we are moving backward. So this is a quote from the Honorable. I'm sorry.
the who? Honorable who?
Got your background?
I can't read.
Malcolm X. No, I just can't see. I need the glasses. Okay.
She literally can't
If
read.
you stick a knife
I can't
in my
read.
back 9 inches and pull it out 6 inches, there's no progress.
Yeah.
If you pull it all the way out, that's not progress. The progress is healing the wound that the blow made. And then haven't even begun, they haven't even begun to pull the knife out, much less heal the wounds.
Right.
They won't even admit the knife is still there. So I'm here to tell you that America has a knife for all of us. That this administration has taken the knife that has been in the backs of enslaved African people, that was in their descendants, that has been in people of color, that was put in the indigenous people's back, and it has been multiplied. And now what we see in this administration, there's a knife for the veterans. He is taking away rights for the veterans. He's taking away the veterans' history. There is a knife for women. He is taking away the women's right to choose and make decisions about their own health care. That's a knife.
That would be
for
cool,
women. He's trying
Dougie.
to take away women's right to vote. That's another knife. He's taking away the rights of so many people. And it's a knife that
Yeah,
so many
Patriots,
people that
this
were
was like
comfortable.
an
They've
hour-
gotten a knife
hour and a half
from
ago.
Donald Trump and his administration. It might be the ranchers in North Dakota who voted for him. They got a knife in their back. It's the union workers who stood up
with the weather
and voted and supported and endorsed Donald Trump, they got a knife in their back. It's the Walmart family who contributed millions
Oh, Siri, shut
across
up.
Republican
I didn't ask you, Siri.
against the
Yeah, currently
I'm so
it's
sorry.
54 and
That
rainy
train cut through
in
me off.
Minneapolis.
He also had a knife for Walmart, and the Walmart family contributed millions of dollars across multiple Republican elections across the country, as well as down the back. But Walmart, they recently got a knife in their back. He told them to suck it up and take the tariff and the cost increase. He told them to suck it up. You don't need to raise the prices. So they supported him. They got a knife in their back too. So at what point do people really begin to wake up and see that we do have some real problems here?
Yeah, right.
Like Malcolm
Democrats
talked about.
defending Walmart now. Didn't it used to be a Democrat position that Walmart was like the most evil corporation? Is that just gone now? Because poor Walmart's being picked on by Donald Trump.
If you don't even acknowledge that there's a knife in my back, there is no progress. And that's what this administration is doing by trying to roll back DEI across the country for different businesses and companies. It's a knife in the back. And so we're here to say we're not taking it anymore. And that's why we have to continue to stand up. That means this is solidarity work. So it means if I see a knife in your back, then I have to help you heal. I have to help you recover. That's what solidarity looks like. So we can't just say, okay,
Jay, their profits
the
are down.
charges
Something
gonna
must be done
dropped,
for
the
the
federal charges
shareholders.
against Derek Chauvin. Yeah, that's a knife in our
Think
back.
of the
It's
boomers'
also Motel,
401ks.
it's a knife in the back of George Floyd. He is already dead and he's being murdered again with another knife. So we just have to say no more. This man is stabbing the American people. He is stabbing the immigrants.
Yeah, you've
He is
stabbed this
stabbing
metaphor
the
to
poor.
death,
He is
lady.
taking away
Didn't even really make sense in the beginning,
putting a
and
knife in the
now
back
you're
of
so
federal
far off the
workers who
rails
lost
with
their
it.
jobs. He is putting a knife in the back of those who
Rebel
work for
Yankee.
the
She's
federal,
talking to
um,
the massive
federal,
crowd of about 14 people.
parks. He's putting a knife in the
Hung,
back of
hung,
Black
Adam.
history by attacking
Where you been
and
this
taking
month,
away
Adam?
From the Black Smithsonian.
I have streamed every
the
night this month.
African-American History
Where you been?
Museum.
Are you back from Vermont?
And he's attacking people all across the land.
Yeah, Rondo, all 5 of them are outraged.
Who will not be impacted by this. It's the oligarchs. It's those with the most wealthy.
I guess they fixed
and
the
those who
sound
dare
on this
not
right
cross
around
Donald
now.
Trump. So we have to say no.
That's right.
We have to say no to white supremacy. We have to say no to this behavior
Hell no.
that's continuing to happen. We have to say no when we say, hey, he's freeing the people from January 6th, but yet we see our brothers and sisters who are still in prison following Amy Klobuchar's reign of terror, where she increased the mass incarceration rate by 600%. So the wrong people are being freed, when it's really the people running these ratchet corporations in this government who need to be held accountable and put in the prisons in their place. Thank you all.
Give it up for Monique, y'all.
Uh-oh. The river troll is back.
KKK, no racist USA. No Trump. No KKK, no racist USA. No Trump. No KKK, no racist USA. No Trump. No KKK, no racist USA.
Just like Monique said, we've all got a knife in our back under the Trump presidency, and we cannot leave each other behind. That is why we stand in solidarity with all movements, no matter which injustice we are fighting. And so next we're going to be hearing from Bao from the Minnesota Abortion Action Committee. Please give it up for Bao!
Hi everyone. Alright, hi everyone.
Rebel, this is the Neckasota. Yes, it took me a second. Took me a second to get what you were going for, but yes, this is the Neckasota.
Formed after the overturning of Roe v. Wade that's dedicated to the fight for abortion rights.
God, they're going to bring up everything at this protest.
Today we are out here to stand against Trump, his foreign policies, and the fact that there's even a question of Trump pardoning killer Derek Chauvin. Shame! We're here because we know that
Shane's there. That's good.
justice is integral in the fight against the Trump admin. Whether coming for reproductive rights, they will come for everyone else too. Shame! justice was first coined in 1994 by a group of black feminists who understood the mainstream women's movement of the past.
Oh, there might be another tornado near St. Louis.
Never a safe place for people of color to fight the specific obstacles that they face in getting their needs met. By reproductive justice, they meant the freedom to have a child, to not have a child, to raise children in safe and healthy communities. By expanding the idea of individual choice into one of society-wide justice, they connected the right to abortion to the right to live safe, dignified lives free from police violence. Black and brown lives have been most harmed by anti-abortion policies, but they also have been at the forefront of fighting for them. Since its inception, reproductive justice has been in solidarity with racial justice, and it's important to understand this history because it moves us to continue working in solidarity with all people's movements for justice. There are fears of a total abortion ban has not yet come to pass. The Trump admin has made it clear that it will continue its attacks on abortions. Shame! It's not a matter of if, but of when, and we cannot wait for a total abortion ban to fight back. When the time comes, we must stand up and defend the right to legal abortion. But we also have to act now.
They have on their French yellow vests. We're screwed.
We have stories like Amber.
And they have stuffed animal aliens. Oh no! What are we gonna do?
We have stories like Adriana Smith, a black woman in Georgia whose body is being kept alive right now against the wishes of her family. Because she
is that his his or her, whatever it is emotional support stuffy?
These laws are only continuing an American legacy of stripping black women of their bodily autonomy, valuing them only for their ability to reproduce. Shame! Adriana and her family...
Free corn? What is this?
It's important that this has been allowed to happen.
What?
Clearly, black and brown suffer the most under these anti-abortion policies.
What is happening here?
On two fronts, to keep their communities and families safe from police violence, and to stay alive in a hostile environment for reproductive care. We cannot stay silent or right in front of our eyes. People are being forced into horrible conditions because of these pro-life politicians. Shame! Nothing is pro-life.
Yeah, is that corn pop?
A person's body to keep going for months and months while their family begs them to just let them pass. Shame! The lawmakers who want to fill our streets with police
son of corn pop
want to end all access to abortion care too. Shame! But instead of allowing that to divide or discourage us, we must use it to find solidarity. Reproductive justice also means fighting for a world that we want our children to live in if we so choose. That means fighting against all harm being done to marginalized communities and fighting for better life conditions for every person. The Trump regime is coming for us all, and we must combat his administration with solidarity. Solidarity terrifies the establishment because it allows movements to join together and stand up
Free
to
hominy.
oppression.
Free grits.
To defend reproductive health care, immigrants, black and brown lives, and all struggles for justice. I'm going to do the chant. Just repeat after me. Together we stand. Together we fall.
Can we see you fall, please?
Freedom for all.
Donald Trump, we know you took away our right to choose. Donald Trump, we know you took away our right to choose. Donald Trump, we know you took away our right to choose. Donald Trump, we know you took away our right to choose.
All right. So our next speaker is Jay Davis with Twin Cities Coalition.
I thought they were going to say our next speaker is Jay Davis. Jay? I didn't know you were a black man.
I love you.
A gay black man, nonetheless. Wow.
My name is Jay. I'm with the Twin Cities Coalition for Justice. And I'm sick of pretending that the police aren't gay. That's what I'm sick of. I'm sick of acting like a white man in a police uniform didn't lynch a black man steps from my front door 5 years ago. I'm so sick of
When did that happen? I must have missed that.
Victimized by anything. I'm tired of this coddling narrative being given to MPD while they get 20.
What is he talking about? He's acting like Chauvin wasn't sentenced to 25 years in federal prison. And 25 years in state prison? Did they not get justice? Their form of justice?
2% raises. 22%. 5 years after murdering a man in the middle of the street over a counterfeit bill.
Should they never get a raise again? What?
Figure out how to properly balance a budget in a city that...
Does anyone else get their ass beat every time they're given food? Every time I go to the grocery store and I check out, I also get the shit kicked out of me. Because, you know, this country can't figure out how to brutalize people, give them food without brutalizing people. It costs extra, too. Right? In fact, don't pick a topic. Every single one of these speakers has been all over the place here.
It makes hundreds of thousands of dollars of taxes a year. What is this bullshit? The solution to police violence is not coddling the police. It's not reaching across the aisle. It's putting a leash on a rabid dog. It's telling the police, no, you cannot evict this encampment.
I go through self-checkout, so I have to kick my own ass. Yeah, it's part of the trust system.
No, you can't come and suppress this protest. You have to go do your actual job of responding to fucking emergencies.
Okay, I don't see a single cop here trying to suppress this protest of 15 people. But okay, go off. Is this the sidewalk queen?
We are in a situation where people are given license to kill us.
Named it. I go to Publix because the cashiers are old and don't hit as hard.
But the thing that we can do to fight back is to take control over this garbage-ass, trash-ass institution. If we are going to make any real gains in combating police violence, we need to be in charge. To me, and to the legacy of all of the black people that fought for community control of the police long before the civil rights movement, I want to continue that legacy by fulfilling what they set out to do.
Real Nunya, this was like an hour and a half ago. It's from the Fox 9. It's the local Fox station in Minneapolis who streamed this like hour and a half ago.
Because we deserve to be in charge of the money in our city. We deserve to be able to say who can come into our communities and police them and who cannot. We deserve community control of the police. It is our right, and all of our ancestors...
Big Siege, yeah, at least he isn't reading from an iPhone.
So that we
struggling to read from an iPhone, nonetheless.
Changes in public safety. And so if you haven't signed our petition for police accountability, if you haven't signed our petition for community control, please sign it, because we are committed, no matter how long it takes, to getting real control over the police, because until we do, these murders and the brutality that we see from a police department that blames Native women who are victims
Real Nunya business. It's a very small protest, so. And honestly, hilariously, like, the stream only got like 700 views too. No one gives a shit about this shit anymore.
He faced from his neighbor,
except us, so we can make fun of them.
Will continue until we take the So I just want to tell everybody here that you have to step out of your fear of the police and fear of repercussions and demand that they give us what we are owed, which is real change to the structure of policing and power in this city. So stand up, join us. If you want more information, come talk to me, talk to anybody in TCC4J, because we are ready to put these pigs in their place.
Real Nunya, it's...
LPD kills on patrol. How do we stop them? LPD kills on patrol.
I think it's next Monday.
How do we stop them? Thank you.
Actually, it's Sunday, May 25th. On Sunday, George Floyd is 5 years drug-free. I guess I have to do a stream on Sunday, guys. Even though I'll be kind of drunk. It'll be just like old times. Look at that sky.
More importantly, is the Minnesota Immigrant Rights Action Committee.
Whitesboro, Texas.
We fight for legalization for all, not just in Minnesota, but across the whole country. We fight for end to all deportations and to demand a stop to all mass deportations. So I've been on the street with all of you for grassroots. For Black Lives, since essentially right after George Floyd's murder. I was living in Chicago at the time he was murdered. And one of my first actions I attended, I just wanted to share that, was at the trial. It was right here on the opposite side of the government center, almost 4 years ago today. The trial of Amir Locke was, his murder was happening in this building 4 years ago, and during the protest, which I think was with Communities United Against Police Brutality and Twin Cities Coalition for Justice, a car tried to run through the protest. Shame!
Is Shane driving?
I was with my friends, and I was with Mira, I was with Annie, and because of them, we didn't get hit by a car. They pushed us out of the way. I felt Annie and Mira and Merlin pushed me out of the way because of what someone was trying to do to us for just standing for Black lives. Shame! And, that was one of the scariest things I had to experience. It's one of the first things I had to experience on the streets here. But did that scare me away? Did that scare me away? So, in the past year, I've been dealing with bogus felony charge of assault of a police officer at the University of Minnesota Police Department. So I just wanted to share that, MIRAC stands with Palestine. MIRAC has stood with Black lives since our existence, and we will continue to fight back and continue existing and demanding better, because we're not going to stand here and pretend like this is business as usual, because it's not. This is a shameful cesspool of a country, but the people are what make it worth it.
Good evening, Tay.
I didn't really prepare today, but I just wanted to say legalization for all power to the people. And
Now she's just reading the sign slogans.
history of resistance, and it doesn't
is going to be the best moment of her life. Her entire life. It's over now.
All power to the people. Yeah, we gotta fix that rhythm. Come on, let's get with it, guys. No one is illegal.
Yeah.
All
This
power
one.
to the people.
This is an incredible form, an incredible face.
All power to the people. No one is illegal. All power to the people. No one is illegal.
Caesar, that was her prime.
All power to the people.
Banned again! Thank you for the super chat. It's free Derek. If only it were possible. If only it were possible. Thank you for supporting the stream, Banned again.
Rebecca in the house. Okay, we finna move on then.
Right, Blaine? Does Trump have an open dialogue with these people?
Miss Alyssa
In their heads, maybe. I mean, this entire protest is predicated on an idea that isn't even happening. So, everything is in their head. Perhaps they are speaking to Donald Trump in their heads.
Council, Minnesota, give it up for Alyssa. Hello, good people. I know some of y'all know me, but my name is Alyssa Washington. I'm the founder of the Wrongfully Incarcerated Over-Sentenced Families Council.
And I have a French hat.
Cornelius Jackson, a man who's been wrongfully incarcerated for the last 19 years here in Minnesota. Free poor. We are gathered here on this plaza right in the heart of the city.
Right, Drew?
On stolen Dakota land. Because we refuse to be silent while white supremacy, injustice, and corruption run rampant from the courthouse.
And yeah, I think that speech was yesterday, but yeah, I saw
We
it.
are here to say enough is enough. While Trump and his cronies scheme to pardon Derek Chauvin, the man who lynched George Floyd in broad daylight, our brothers, our sisters, our elders.
Give me your fingernails. No, this was like an hour ago.
In Minnesota prisons.
Not live, but recent.
Or sentences they never should have received. That's right. Let me be clear. We are fighting to free the wrongfully convicted and the over-sentenced because the same system that protected Chauvin for years is the same one that buried our people under for decades.
Big
Even
siege.
life for the slightest
If only it was black leather.
the same system that
I'd have to go steal it.
profiles, over-polices, and criminalizes
Anonymous, this is in Minneapolis.
system that incentivizes lies, coerces confessions, and silences truth to protect.
Yeah, they're definitely gone now, fingernails.
Cornelius Jackson, Nico Redding, and countless others. Their names may not be trendy, but they are just as important as any headline, y'all. We are fighting for them because Trump isn't just trying to erase history. He's trying to rewrite it to favor cops, corporations, and white nationalists while striping away protections for immigrants, LGBTQ plus people, women, veterans, disabled folks, and our black, brown, and indigenous families.
It would just be easier to say everyone but white people. It'd be a lot quicker
Fight for justice behind
and more to the
walls.
point.
Let's not forget Allison Lucia, a Native woman murdered in cold blood, and yet the man responsible walks free. Well, he's not free, he's in
I'm a
prison.
native man.
But they have him locked
I'm
up
a
for
native-born
not
American.
Allison, for something else. And Mary Martin, the Hennepin County prosecutor, told us and Allison's family that hopefully he
Real Nunya, yeah, we need Homan to come flood the zone.
and then they can lock him up.
We're gonna flood the zone.
That's a shame, y'all.
That's a shame, y'all.
Damn shame. Her murder matters, and the system's refusal to act proves that injustice doesn't just live in the past. It's happening right now. They want to talk about pardons. Where are the pardons for the innocent people still behind bars? Where's the justice for those railroaded by prosecutors like Amy Klobuchar and Mike Freeman? Who built their careers on locking up black and brown youth without evidence. Did y'all know that? Be real.
Yeah, none yet. Yeah, I'll play that after this is over.
It's to cover up what has already been going on. But now they want to change it? Come on now. Philip Vance was thrown in the hole for a whole year behind that water crisis. And they said that it wasn't true. And clearly it's true. Y'all trying to shut him down now. So to the
Hunting is the weave in the hat or one.
To every family grieving a loved one locked away, we see you, we fight for you, and we won't stop until you're home. Trump, you cannot pardon white supremacy. You can't pardon corruption.
That's right.
And you damn sure can't pardon our resistance.
That's right.
Not just rallying today, we are rising. Free them all, and they abuse, and shut the whole damn system down.
One more time for Alyssa, please. And just for good measure, free corn, free corn, free corn,
Free porn.
free corn.
Free porn.
Thank you, everybody.
Well, this protest is all over the
Keep your
place.
roll here. Next, we're going to be hearing from Trader and Cruz from Black Lives Matter, Minnesota.
Black lives, black lives, black lives, black lives, black lives, black women, black women, black women, queer lives, queer lives, queer lives, trans lives, trans lives, trans lives, native lives, native lives.
What lives? Oh, natives.
Palestine.
Thought I heard something different there.
Palestine. Gaza. Gaza.
Just say everyone but white people matter. Get to the point.
North side, east side, east side. Donald Trump.
Deplorabis. Hung hung. He steals mic and
Donald Trump
runs.
said that he would stop the war on Russia before he was elected in office. Today met with Vladimir Putin, and the war is still going on. Donald Trump said that he would end the war in Gaza or in Palestine, and the war is still going on. Donald Trump said that he would stop inflation and make the economy better.
Donald Trump hasn't stopped the war in the Middle East yet. He's been in office for 120 days, and he hasn't stopped a war that's been going on for thousands of years yet.
But inflation is still on the rise. In between April, Americans who have 401ks lost about $6 trillion.
Almost all of that they've gotten back since then. He needs to update. He needs to check the stock market. He probably doesn't know how to read economic news, but this guy's way behind on the Democrat talking points. That was last month when they were talking about that. Now they don't mention it because stocks have all rebounded. Some people made a lot of fucking money because they bought the dip. Thank you, Trump.
Due to racist policies and procedures.
Due to racist policies.
That ain't right.
The stock market The stock market crashed because of racism, according to this guy. Okay, that's a new one, I think. I don't think I've heard that one yet.
Donald Trump said that he would help the middle class and bring jobs back to America. He has failed to do so.
That ain't right.
Elon Musk said that he would save $2 trillion with gold, but he got a hold of all of our Social Security information, all our private information.
Did he just admit that we saved $2 trillion with Doge? Isn't that a good thing? Oh, but they stole our private information. Newsflash, the government already has your Social Security numbers. They're the ones who fucking gave them to you. You absolute stupid fucking...
Information and wasn't able to cut the deficit by $2 trillion. Somebody say that ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
That ain't right.
Minnesota has the third biggest racial wealth gap in the United States. And on April 4th, we were denied a reparations hearing here in the Minnesota State Capitol.
Read the Jesus.
In Maryland,
Where you been this month, Jesus? We've been honging every night in May.
Congress passed, or the House passed, a reparations bill. The governor vetoed it. Somebody say that ain't right. The median income for the black family in Maryland is 0. So we want Donald Trump to hurry up.
Jared, upvotes will stop Derek Chauvin's
stop
party.
the war in Russia.
Uptoots, more uptoots.
And start bringing back and bring jobs to Americans that he promised. Black lives, black lives, black lives. Donald Trump said that he was going to bring black jobs, or he said that immigrants were taking black jobs. But the first thing he did when he got elected to office was take black jobs. He fired 5-star generals. He fired labor.
Jesus, are you getting old? You need your beauty sleep?
Somebody say that ain't right.
I hear you.
So Donald Trump has to act, hurry up, and do something to save the American economy before Juneteenth, when we think that he should resign. Black lives, black lives, black lives. Peace. Thank you.
So it's no surprise that immigrants, refugees, and asylum seekers of color are scapegoated and used as rhetorical punching bags while they experience real harm, while white settlers from South Africa are given a red carpet welcome and the very same status that's been stripped from those who need it. It's also impossible not to see here the similarities to Israeli settlers taking up space and enacting violence throughout occupied Palestine towards Palestinians on their own homelands, under the guise of being willful refugees and being handed special privileges to lands they have no rightful claim to. And for the U.S., a country that has allowed year after year to pass by with the horrific rate of civilian deaths by police, while also failing and outright refusing to hold those cops accountable, violence towards the oppressed is something that is just par for the course. So as we witness this country's leadership dig their heels in with plans to further militarize and encourage police violence with even more impunity, even though we know it's already uncommon for police to get any kind of consequence already, it's impossible not to see how our struggles here are directly connected to a free Palestine, especially when our presidents continue to fund Israel and even more recently make plans for mass displacement and Gaza under U.S. control, and even more so connect our struggles.
What?
So it's impossible, again, to say you are against police brutality and watch students and protesters across the globe be brutalized by armed forces.
Hoosier! Yeah, we started a bit early tonight.
And main children as civilians.
Started around 8 instead of 9 Central Time.
The oppressor that shoots fleeing civilians is the same, whether they wear a U.S. police uniform or an IOF uniform. It is the same entity that escalates violence against the people of Palestine over and over again, even this past weekend, as the world mourns and commemorates
commemorates the anniversary
In
of the
Corona
all of our dime while ramping up oppression here at home. So as we stand here today in solidarity against what feels like a new horror on top of a list that grows every day, it's more important than ever not only connect our struggles, but find ways to fight back together. As people dedicated to ending injustice, we must no longer be complicit. In this fight for Palestine, we must demand divestment on the state and
Hell
every
yeah,
level.
sounds like a
And we
night,
must demand
Jesus.
it now.
Sounds like a night.
If we stand together, divestment from apartheid Israel will happen in our lifetimes because we will not stop until we get it. So a little action item. If you haven't already done so, you can sign our divestment campaign to divest in Minnesota state pensions from apartheid Israel at divestment.com.
Yeah, Lynn, every one of these speeches has been all over the place. It's quite impressive, actually.
Your neighbors, your family.
They only have this these 15 people's attention for like an hour, so they gotta hammer them with everything.
We must demand together no more American tax dollars for death and destruction abroad or at home. And no more cuts to critical infrastructure and protections for the vulnerable.
Chad, I think she does have pink hair.
Solidarity with one another's struggles.
I think so.
And we shout together. So let's prove it. Money for healthcare, not for war.
Okay, she looks like an orc.
Money for schools.
Well, so we have the bridge troll. We had a gnome here earlier, and now we have an orc. There's a whole fantasy land going on here. The whole cast of characters.
Black lives they matter here. 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 Native 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 lives they matter here. All right, give it up one more time for Chris.
Right. I have the auntie of Jana Lucia, or I'm sorry, Ellison Lucia, excuse me, y'all. Her name is Jana, and she's going to come up and say a few words. I'm going to keep it going, all right? Give her a big hand, though.
Now, my name is Jana Williams. I'm a little bit emotional today, not gonna lie, because I don't know
Today?
how many times I've stood right here yelling and screaming about Minneapolis PD and Hennepin County Attorney's Office, Mary Moyer. I have done this, and I am tired. I never in a bazillion years thought that my niece would call 911 so many times for Minneapolis PD to turn their backs on her. That's what they do to black, brown, and indigenous people. Gay, lesbian, transgender. This is what's happening here in the city of Minneapolis, and I'm tired of it. I'm sick and tired of it. I should not, nor should any of us, have to fight Minneapolis PD and Chief O'Hara for justice for a loved one. But yet we have to. There's a bigger picture here. I know I keep on talking about this, but when we're talking about Minneapolis PD, because what we have to do is we are fighting the biggest fucking gang on earth, and that is Minneapolis PD.
Minneapolis PD is the biggest gang?
What you guys don't know, Global Rights for Women, I keep on talking about this, came in and
Honorable member, it's a mentally ill talent show.
2017 to 2022.
They have all the heavy hitters, for sure.
George Floyd, right? And then his murder. Let's just talk about what these idiots did prior to this. They came in and Global Rights for Women investigated them for 5 years, rode along with them for 5 years. So when anybody is talking to any single one of us and saying this is after George Floyd that Minneapolis PD screwed up so bad, it happened long before this. This task force rode along with them for 5 years and they documented this stuff. And they said among the 70 countries in the world, Minneapolis PD is the worst at violating victims' rights.
Oh, yeah.
Shame on you. Shame on you, Chief O'Hara. Yes. Charge Chuck Boss. Charge Chuck Boss. Charge Chuck Boss. Thank you for standing with me. Thank you for allowing me to speak. And thank you for listening to this story. I'm going to say justice is our demand. No peace on stolen land. Justice is our demand. No peace on stolen land. Justice is our demand. No peace on stolen land. Justice for Allison Newsham! Justice for Allison Newsham! Justice for Allison Newsham!
Perfect. Thank you so much, Janet, for coming up and sharing your words with us. Our next speaker, we're going to be hearing from my friend from Students for a Democratic Society at the University of Minnesota. Please give it up for Sheshman. MPD, KKK, Iowa, they're all the same. MPD, KKK, Iowa, they're all the same. MPD, KKK, Iowa, they're all the same.
Iowa.
Hello, my name is Shushman. I'm with Students for a Democratic Society, and I just wanted to...
Right, Lynn? Yet another organization.
While the Trump administration is currently...
I just realized, I think more than half of the people at this protest are the speakers.
I wanted to talk a little bit about SDS and our history with Minneapolis police. As you guys know, May 25th...
Is she the old witch?
It's going to mark the 5th year since the murder of George Floyd by Minneapolis Police Department. Shame is murder. Say his name. George Floyd. Say his name.
Okay, I don't know. I don't know how he got in.
Say his name.
Have you seen a picture of his partner and their kids?
This murder sparked an uprising that hasn't been seen in years, leading to the burning down of MPD's 3rd precinct.
Deployments of a Muppet mated with a swamp
March for
donkey.
justice around the world and the conviction of Floyd's murderers. Derek Chauvin, Alexander Wong, Thomas Lane, and Tao Thao, thousands of students and young people led marches and rallies all across the globe. During this time, SDS chapters across the nation pushed for cops off campus and took up the national call for community control of the police. Young people, especially young black people, pushed this movement forward and demanded accountability for the continuous murders of black and brown people all across the U.S. 5 years later, we have seen the failures of the Biden administration in passing any real police accountability measures, and in the new heightened police repression under a Trump administration, we watch police crack down on student campuses all across the nation. At the University of Minnesota, they have now arrested 20 students in the last year for protesting against genocide. Shame! Shame!
Shame!
Encampments, there were cops in riot gear and an LRAD used throughout the entire encampment. They stayed there until 3 in the morning, making sure that the students wouldn't get an ounce of sleep. They used every scare tactic in the book to scare them off. After the occupation of Pelini Hall, students were held on a 36-hour hold without charges, including 2 trans women who were placed in solitary confinement in men's prison, where they were unable to leave their cell except for 1 hour a day. Say shame! Additionally, there's been heightened police presence all across campus. At our board of regent meetings, which are open to the public, they have seen an exponential rise in cops' presence over the past year, resulting in a student being isolated and arrested for protesting the region's highly unpopular free speech resolution.
I don't think they were worried about your
That's why
20-person
Civilian Police
protest.
Accountability Commission is so vital. Minneapolis deserves control over our police.
Right.
If you're a Minneapolis voter who hasn't signed the petition yet, one, what are you doing here? Can I have my friends in CPAC, with the CPAC petitions raise their hands? Go talk to them, sign the petition, and make sure that community control of the police gets on the ballot for 2026. While I'm also here, I don't have any action items because the state has been dragging its feet on this. I do want to mention, don't get united, the Minneapolis, the U of M grad student who's being held in ICE detention with no charges.
Other than being in the country illegally.
Just holding him indefinitely for as long as they can. Shame!
Wait till you find out what they did to the J6 prisoners.
Not the actions of a state that wants to protect its people. The Minneapolis police are the largest gang on earth, and they need to be shut down. If we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it, if we don't get it.
From Minnesota to Palestine, protesting is not a crime. From Minnesota to Palestine. From Minnesota to Palestine.
I actually think protesting in Palestine is a crime, but, you know.
From Minnesota to Palestine. From Minnesota to Palestine.
Showman Hunchback from Notre Dame. We've been calling her the swamp monster, the river ogre.
On our list here. This is the second hype person, because I'm the original hype person. But this is the second hype person that so Minnesota makes
Palpatine.
for Sabri Waka.
The Slimer from Ghostbusters.
Minnesota, make some noise! We were supposed to march and I was just supposed to drive the South truck today, so. Anyways, like so many of the amazing speakers that spoke before me, and every single one of them already said, so there's not really much more need to say other than just a reminder of what they all said. It didn't start with George Floyd. Like, let that sink in. Like, that's the sad thing, is we keep bringing up George Floyd. Black people in this country have been suffering through atrocities for 500 years. The natives.
Strowman, it's just been getting worse and worse over the last 5 years.
500 years. You don't have to be black to feel their suffering. You don't have to be a
Rectal
native
Ninja,
to
yeah,
feel
this
their
is
suffering.
Timu Fetterman.
Do you know that they had contests? They bring their families out. The Pilgrims had contests where they would grab an axe and slice who could slice the top heads of the natives by skinning the scalp with the hair attached. They had contests doing this. They would lynch people simply for the color of their skin, sitting in hammocks, eating popcorn because of the color of
Free
their
corn.
skin. And then what makes it really
Floyd
sad
George.
is they say, well, all the people, all the blacks that suffered in slavery, well, they're not alive anymore, so why should we give reparations? Well, maybe because you killed all their ancestors, you should go ahead and give them reparations. You have billions of dollars to send to Israel,
I agree we should stop sending money to Israel, but we should definitely not give it to black people for reparations.
But you don't have money to help the homeless in your
Right, Sherman? But if they're all dead, who's...
How does that even make any sense? And then the worst part is the hypocrites.
Right, Jay? Lots of popcorn in 1519?
Amy Klobuchar, her career is off sending people of color to prison. It didn't start just with Trump. The Democratic Party is just as responsible about how the system is. I didn't see Klobuchar at the Black Lives Matter protest demanding justice for what's going on. Have you ever watched the show on Netflix called When They See Us? If you haven't, you have to watch it. That's just one example of what happens to black people and people of color in this country. And
Is he referencing fictional TV shows? He's literally referencing fictional TV shows as a reference point for what happens to black people in this country.
The only reason why it's improving slightly is because of this. Do you know how many tens of thousands of black people and natives and people of color are in prison because there were no phones around? Do you know how many of them have suffered and been framed in this country because there's no proof to show that they've been framed?
He never saw Atlanta.
That media right there, Malcolm X spoke about the media in this country. That media is responsible about what's going on in this country. Malcolm X said it, not me.
Once again, I kind of agree with him. Fuck the media. Fuck the journalists. We're coming to different conclusions about that, but he's made a couple points that I agree with here.
The media in this country make the victims look like they're the ones that are doing the oppressing, and those who are being oppressed like they're the ones.
When did that happen?
Who are the victims?
Huh?
Never in human history was it
Right,
the
vehement
victims
body
that
cams
had
have been the
power
best thing.
to shut off the water and electricity and not allow aid trucks to go in. But Israel somehow is the victim, and it cuts off the electricity, it stops the aid from coming in.
Real Nunya, they're almost so far left that they're right. It's...
And you know that the IDF trains the
He's getting ready to cite The Mandalorian Season 2 as history.
That tactic was trained by the IDF. So when you say free Palestine, you better mean Black Lives Matter as well. You better mean queer rights. You better mean native rights and land back and everyone's rights. Because it's all together one struggle. Remember that. Our struggle is one struggle. If you don't mean Black Lives Matter, then I don't want you to say free Palestine. If you don't believe in land back, I don't want you to say free Palestine. If you don't want trans and queer rights and women's rights,
Blame,
I don't
yeah,
want
that
you to say
cartoon,
free
yeah.
Palestine. 'Cause when I say
Wait,
free
what?
Palestine, I also mean Black Lives Matter. I also mean trans rights, queer rights, women's rights, native rights, immigrant rights, and to all the immigrants.
Rights for everyone except for white people. Once again, it would just be a lot quicker if they would just get to the point.
Reminder to every motherfucker, the only people that are not immigrants on the country is the natives. And when the natives tell me something, you can stay here. That when a racist tells me go back to your country, I say, well, you don't have a problem. Because my native siblings say I can stay. But you can take your ass, motherfucker, and go back to Europe.
It's Timu Fetterman, Blaine.
So when you
That's what we've decided.
stand up for people's rights, it better come from your heart. Because if you're joining a protest or a movement because you're looking at social media, oh, there's going to be 10,000. If that's what makes you go to support people's rights, I don't care if there's 3 people. I don't care if it's 40 below zero. I'm going to be out. I'm going to be in my shorts because I'm going to always stand with every single one of you. Every single one of you. Every single one of you. Anytime you need someone there for you, I don't care if it's 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 12 a.m., I will be there for you to stand for you because our struggle is one struggle. So
This was interesting, to say the least.
So, you know, a friend of mine in SDS named Merlin shares a birthday with Comrade Malcolm X.
Should we name this abomination here? And I think No Face might win with Hunch Front of Notre Dame. But I don't know. Should we put it up for a poll? Because you guys came up with some really great names for whatever this is.
So shall we sing a birthday song for
Say,
Merlin
Austin,
and
who do you think
Malcolm
has more good metal in U.S.? What?
Okay.
What do you mean? Hipata Mimba?
Birthday! It's your birthday!
Darth Palpatine's not bad.
Happy birthday! It's your birthday! 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 Get it! It's your birthday!
Emperor Plumpentine.
I don't like the original, so I had to do my freestyle. All right. No. Okay, we good. All right, so happy birthday to Merlin and to Comrade Malcolm X. Because he's an ancestor.
No Face, poll is rigged. We haven't done it yet, No Face.
We also back the Palestinian people. Yes, we did.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna try to find like the best.
We're gonna do this up, all right, y'all. So
I'm gonna try to get one of her straight on, if I can. There we go. Okay, hang on. Where's what? Oh, here we go. Okay, what are we naming her? All right, I'm going to go up to... All right, we're going to be doing a poll over on YouTube. DJ Lunchbox, I'm glad you could join us tonight. We're naming this person from this protest earlier. So go over and vote in the poll on YouTube. Hang on, so what names do we like? I'm putting on... What should it be named? Hunch Front of Notre Dame. Triple Chin Engine. I'm putting that on there. We might have to do several polls, because I can only put 4 on at a time. Triple Chin Engine. Shrek's Mom. No, come on. There was Emperor Plumpentine. Kami the Hut. Team. No, wait. No. That was someone else. Jay, we haven't agreed on its phylum yet. Darth Fetterman. That's not bad. Hang on, no, there was Hippopotamemba. Gargathor, Destroyer of Worlds, Eater of Babies. I'm putting that on there. Okay. Oh, I can't. That's too long. Eats babies. Well, eat will just be eater of babies. We'll know what it means. And then we'll see how this one goes. And we'll go from there. Oh, y'all like Emperor Plumpatine? Ah, Hunch Front's gaining some traction, eh? What's the little bald uncle's name? What do you mean, from Adam's Family? Uncle Fester? Aunt Fester? Oh, Aunt Fester. Vote fast, fuckers. Okay, here's what we'll do. If one of them gets over 50%, then that wins, and there'll be no more poll. But if one of them wins and it doesn't have 50%, then that one will win and go on to the next poll. But we'll add some more names onto the next poll until one of them gets over 50%. Darth Puss. DJ Lunchbox. Yeah, you probably shouldn't have eaten dinner before you walked in on this stream, but here you are. We only got 20 votes. We got 59 people watching on YouTube and 20 people care to vote. I want 25 votes, and then we'll move on. The Goblin Queen. Slimer. Oh, Slimer. I forgot about the Slimer, too. That was good. I knew there was another good one I was forgetting. Old school, you'll vote twice? Okay. Miss Pope, holy shit. Fractal, you found a box of ballots for Triple Chin Engine? Billboard Wagons, you're thinking Nurgle? Alright, 2 more votes. 2 more votes. We need 2 more votes. 1 more vote. Oh shit. It's actually closer than I thought it would be here. How did I edit the face? I didn't edit the face. I just took the screenshot from the actual stream there. Right, I gotta move that out of the way so you can see the poll. Yeah, it actually looks like that. Here, you can see it in action.
With it, guys. No one is illegal.
All right.
All power to the people. No one is illegal.
It's real. Okay, we have 28 votes now. Ooh, Emperor Plumpatine has pulled ahead. Emperor Plumpatine has pulled ahead and will be moving on to round 2. That's kind of crazy. All right, I said I wanted 25 votes at least. So Emperor Plumpatine will be moving on to round 2. Deviant Win. Oh god, it's so much worse in motion. It really is. It really is. I don't want to live on the same planet as that thing. Okay, we're going to do a round 2. Jay, I don't think you should be voting. It's not wise to anger one of the ancient ones. Okay. So we've got Mrs. Fetterman. Okay, I'll put that on there. What did we want? Slimer the Hut. Ant Fester. And Slimer the Hut. How about just Slimer? I think just Slimer's better. I mean, for reference, look at Slimer. You know, it's kind of close. It's kind of close. All right, we're going for round 2 here. Patriots, who's counting votes? The machines are rigged for sure. Don't worry. I sent the votes off to this company that reached out to me. Totally trustworthy. It's called Dominion. They're totally legit. They count votes really fast and really good. They're the best. They're the best in the business. Chat not even trying to find her Insta. Right. Slimer does have more teeth, Aaron. That's true. That's true. No, I think it's spelled Slimer with an I, I think. Valentinius, polls keep disappearing on you? Well, are you here legally? Are you legally allowed to vote in the hung polls? Are you an illegal hunger? Slimer has a happier disposition. Dirt Cash fuck Insta. What's her OnlyFans? Yeah, Do Mignon. That's what it is, Jay. Stop the steal. Wait, Austin's own. It's Tim Walz. It looks like the boomer from the Left for Dead. Lunchbox. No one is illegal, Austin. Aren't you listening? No, I'm not listening at all. Oh, fuck. We've got a tie between Emperor Plumpatine and Slimer. Oh, no. We might have to just pit those two against each other in round 3. The final poll. Oh, no. Emperor Plumpatine pulled ahead. Jay, I regret all of this. Up. We're back to tied. I think it's only fair now to pit these two against each other. Round 3 is just going to be Emperor Plumpatine and Slimer. Final poll. Jesus, Lunchbox. Blade, what is this? An Australian election? No, it's a South African election. Dan, rigged. Have we checked this ballot for diversity? We literally have an emperor and some sort of slimy ghost. How much more diverse can it possibly get? Patriots United poll does keep disappearing. YouTube knows you're making fun of their viewers. Chad, Romanian election. Keep doing it until the right outcome. This isn't Reddit. Yeah, sure. Diverse and brave. Andre the Giant and Don Rickles had a kid. I think Emperor Plumpatine wins. Vaping it. If this was Reddit, we would all have to self-ban. That's true. We'd probably have to self-delete. All right, Emperor Plumpatine it is. Emperor Plumpatine has been added to the list. Wait, why didn't it come through? Oh, there it is. Has turned into the Gorgon channel. All right, Emperor Plumpatine makes the infamous list. I've got to keep this photo. I think I'm gonna take the background out of it, and this thing will be we can dance with Titty Pussy. When I put Titty Pussy up, hang on, where's Titty Pussy? You know, sometimes I put Titty Pussy on the screen and dance her around. I might have to do that with Emperor Plumpatine. I'm going to call her Plumpy for short. DUI girl. All right, Emperor Plumpatine. If you've never seen the list, here's the list. We've been keeping a running names of either funny or crazy people that we've seen on lives throughout the past 5 years. And we give them all a name. Here's the short list that we've amassed. It's like a time capsule of the zone. The Tupper Night. I always try to see like a new one that I've forgotten about. Sideshow Burn. Oh, Sideshow Bum. It's like the Vietnam Memorial of the Austin Zone. Well, yeah, season 1 had the most, of course. Summer of Love was crazy. We were naming 10 people a day some days. Even more. Set that as my Tinder picture. So, in related here, this is the new, or I guess it's a couple years now, diversity coordinator for Minnesota Police Department. Up close with Ganesha Martin.
My name is Ganesha Martin, and I am a public safety and police reform expert. I spent about a decade in the Baltimore Mayor's office and
Who's guy? You don't know who P-Man is?
Police Department, and now I do police consulting.
P-Man might be the reason the zone exists. P-Man is the reason that I streamed until like 6 a.m. on the first night, because we had to know what was going to happen with P-Man. P-Man kept talking about how he had to piss. And then he lost his girlfriend. He lost his car. He also tried to pee on the fire. There was an apartment building that was like under construction that got set on fire in Minneapolis and burned to the ground. And he tried to pee it out. So we called him P-Man. Maybe we should rewatch Zone Day 1, Night 1. Maybe we should do that on the actual 5th anniversary. That might be a good thing to do.
Work across the country, where I hope to bring police and community to the middle to create sustainable solutions.
Yeah, he got lost during a riot. He did.
Once anybody touches, particularly people of color, touch our criminal
justice
system,
it's
almost like a fly trap, and it's very hard to extricate yourself.
Of course I have that footage.
Connections, and you don't have the finances. And it's just really a vicious cycle, because once you're in the criminal justice system, then it prevents you from being a productive member of society in a lot of different ways. And we just really haven't figured out a systemic way to fix that. I came into policing with a very hefty distrust of police because of experiences
Because
that
experiences and stuff
many
and
people in
things.
my family had experienced, particularly the men. And so two things that happened that were very pivotal for me. One,
I do not have
was
every
going to a police
stream. I
funeral,
wish.
where it became
Unfortunately,
very
like
clear.
I was backing up a lot of the streams at the time, but summer 2020, I was streaming like 14 hours a day. I was drinking like 30 beers a day. I didn't have time to back them all up, and I was going to like do like one huge backup, and then YouTube banned me and deleted my original first channel, which I lost like a month's worth of streams. And then after that, I just stopped backing up streams. But I have most of the first couple months of streams backed up, which really might have been the best streams there were.
To me, that the worst thing I was going to do was give a bad interview that day, or have a bad PowerPoint presentation, but that my life was not on the line every day that I went to work, and so that shifted me in my thinking. And then the other one that still drives me today is I had someone who's very close to me who was arrested all within the same 48 hours in the same
Maybe you're hanging out with
city,
criminals.
but different jurisdictions. And the first police
bragging about
officer
this?
used excessive force, was very disrespectful.
Yeah, I wish we could watch the body cam of that. Was he resisting arrest? Did he try to fight the cop?
Used all sorts of unconstitutional policing tactics against someone who was probably in the middle of a mental or behavioral crisis. And the second time they were arrested, that police officer had been trained to identify those issues and contacted family, took that person to 3 different hospitals until they were admitted and got the treatment that they needed, and stayed in constant contact with the family. And all of that happened on my first day as the police commissioner's chief of staff. And so that's driven me for the past 10 years to make sure that our communities get that second officer and not the first. I was interviewed earlier, and that's one of the things that I said, and even I said this at George Floyd. I said, it felt like we were at this inflection point, after Ferguson, and then after Freddie Gray, and then
Trayvon Martin?
Just saying all those names,
Oh, just say names.
And everybody's galvanized to do all the things, and then it falls flat. And so I'm never going to waste an opportunity when people are actually paying attention, and hopefully that continues to move the ball down the field. What I hope happens, and what resonates, and there's roles for everybody. And, there's some people that, I think you continue to push for, the legislation, and do some of the things that have been traditionally done. But for me, I want to do something different. I want to focus on the why and the how. Why could you beat to death a man that looks just like you, a human being, but certainly a man that looks just like you? And it's taking me more into the social science, or that aspect of it. Because right now, I think a lot of training in police departments checks boxes. It doesn't actually get to the root cause. And so, I feel like we have to just look at the whole system in a different way and account for the human beings in the system. And then also the system in and of itself and what we're asking police to do. So I think there has to be two different ways. You can't do anything, and sometimes it's easier to push to get more expeditiously the things that you've already been pushing for, like legislation, George Floyd, Justice and Policing Act. I would encourage people to continue to push for that. But we've also got to create this laboratory, this space and place where in between people losing their lives at the hands of police, that we are pushing.
Where did she film this? Do you think this is her kitchen, or is she like... Is this her grandma's house?
Creating and investing
she's
in
taking
the
a
type
shit
of training and the type of oversight and the type of supervision and the type of accountability mechanisms that actually work.
Diversity laboratory. Well, let's rock your spirit. She didn't say one more time after you said you were going to self-delete if she did, so good job. Tim Walz. Donald Trump and Elon Musk want to gut Medicaid to pay for tax cuts for the rich.
Hey everybody, Governor Tim Walz here. I just finished a roundtable with my friend Representative Kelly Morrison, an expert around healthcare. We were talking about this absolutely unnecessary chaos around Medicaid cuts and the impact it has. It's $1.5 billion to the state of Minnesota and 250,000 people throwing off their healthcare and disrupted in so many ways. And again, as Representative Morrison is so clear about this, is all to give tax cuts to the richest amongst us. It's not what people wanted. It's not what Minnesotans believe. And I would just encourage all of you to talk to your state representatives and then talk to these federal reps, especially these Republican representatives who somehow don't want to do town halls. I wouldn't either, because if they sat in a room that we just sat in, they're going to hear an earful about how stupid and how cruel these types of cuts are. So get out there, make your voice heard, continue to speak out. And to the Democratic governors out there, my colleagues, thank you for continuing to stand up and be a firewall against this cruel policy.
It's cruel. It's so cruel. How could they be so cruel? I don't understand. Oh wait, I wanted to see what was happening on this live. I caught this earlier while we were doing whatever the hell we were doing earlier.
You guys want to go inside of this motel? See if there's any more damage? What? Oh my gosh! They destroyed this place. What the heck, bro?
4 Metro 3.
Oh my gosh,
this is near where Blaine lives.
They are gutting this place so bad.
I think Blaine lives in that unit right there. Kind of looks like it.
What the hell? Let me get out of the sun so you guys can see this.
We played a lot of that speech
pretty
the
much
other day.
All the plywood doors.
A lot of decay in your city.
They've broke all the plywood doors.
Blaine lives in room 3B. Yes, this is Fallout 5.
Everything.
I know that hotel from Fallout.
Well, it looks like we got the architect. I think maybe we had an architect come by. And if you look closely, that's a construction hat.
No one wanted the pencils.
That's probably the architect's construction hat.
To be fair, it looks like it started with plywood doors.
The infrastructure.
Wayne says, I don't fucking live here, dicks. I live next door.
They're probably going to rebuild it. Yeah, that's definitely going to be that's probably the architect's work right there. I don't want. So, whatever they do, they need to, tired of motels not having swimming pools.
lighter with the pencils.
Yeah, they need. Yeah, they're gonna. They need to put a. They need to put a swimming pool in this.
What?
Bro, they're
so it could be
destroying this place, bro. Look.
Poor doggo. Chad, the first thing a sensible person does when they find themselves in Bakersfield is start working on leaving Bakersfield.
If they see anything at all, they were gonna loot. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So back up every single fucking thing, and then went.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody gonna come here and do no dumb shit because it's nothing here.
I mean, are you not there looting?
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I get my little blessing from God. You got a water, bro?
Yeah, I do, man.
Every single room, all the shit, the drywall, everything, everybody tore down.
Yeah.
Oh shit, he's getting robbed.
In the park. Get my bags. Bring it outside the room and save somebody some money. You get what I'm saying?
That's right.
You feel me, though? Because everybody a loot, but how many people gonna clean?
This guy wants to get the hell out of here.
I feel you, man.
She really helped. She's really good help.
Oh man, if only this motel had a pool.
Damn,
It'd be so much
they are
nicer.
fucking destroying this place, bro.
Here comes the chicken
This is the
head.
manager's office right here. This is fucking disgusting. I don't even want to roll my windows down and breathe in the dust that's being kicked up by this dirty ass place. Like, bro, there was so much prostitution going on in this motel.
There still is.
It was nasty.
It's
dude.
just
fucking nasty.
little cheaper.
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't be surprised if fools just got diseases just by walking in the damn room and sitting down.
You probably just got a
and
disease,
touching their
dude.
face, bro. Like,
all right. Yeah, I saw that happening earlier, and I paused it because
Yeah,
I wanted to watch that with you guys.
just get a call.
No diseases, please. The longest route in the world. Remember a couple weeks ago when I was joking about walking from the tip of top of Africa to the bottom of Africa?
You might not know this, but the longest walking route in the world goes from South Africa to Argentina. Starting in Cape Town, South Africa, you go through African countries with the final point in Egypt, then enter Asia through Israel. From there, you pass through Asia and reach Turkey and Europe, then to Georgia and into Russia. Crossing desolate and freezing lands, you'll reach the Bering Strait. In winter, it freezes over, and you continue the journey into Alaska, USA. From there, head down through Canada, then the US. The next country is Mexico, then into Central America. Once you get through Central America, you'll face the Darien Gap, one of the most dangerous jungles in the world. After that, you'll make it into South America and head to the final destination in Puerto
How do you get
Almanza,
across the
Argentina.
Panama Canal?
The total distance is 50,000 kilometers, going through some of the hardest roads in the world, like the Darien Gap, or freezing places like Siberia and
I'm gonna do
Russia
it.
and Alaska.
So May is the month when I'm going to stream every single day, and I've done that. I'm going to continue doing that. And you guys have been asking me what I'm going to do in June. This is what I'm going to do in June.
In the U.S. It's estimated to take nearly 10 years to complete. A journey full of challenges, but also full of experiences.
Old school. I walked that a couple times, then I did it on a skateboard. Cool. Oh, Trump. Trump says he's going to run for a third term.
And we got the Olympics, and then we got through Johnny, who's the boss. He's a friend of mine. We got the World Cup. I got them both, and I said, man, I won't be president. I won't be. I got the Olympics and the World Cup, and I won't be president. And they're going to forget that I got them. Nobody's going to mention it because, a little bit, that's the way life is. And then they rigged the election. And then I said, you know what I'll do? I'll run again, and I'll shove it up their ass. And that's what I did. And all of a sudden, I then realized, I said, you know what? I got the Olympics, I got the World Cup, and I got the 250th. Look at the way this works out. So if they would have left us alone and wouldn't have cheated on the election and wouldn't have rigged it, I would have been retired right now. I would have been happily doing something else. And instead, they have me for 4 more years. Can you believe it? Yeah. So it hasn't happened.
Yeah, I forgot about that. He does. He gets to do the Olympics and the World Cup.
Back up! Back! Jesus Christ, Richard!
It's a pit bull named Richard. I gotta see that again.
Back up! Back! Jesus Christ, Richard!
The dog's name is Dick. God damn it, Bill, says LaShawn. Lucky Dick.
Oh, fuck!
DoorDash food delivery driver somehow gets lost and ends up on the Chicago O'Hare Airport tarmac. Driver was somehow able to make it through secured areas and even crossed runways. The individual reportedly drove for miles on the interior of the airport before being caught. Good job, TSA, right?
Responded to a car driving on an O'Hare tarmac over the weekend. Imagine this. CPD now says the vehicle belonged to a very confused food delivery driver who accidentally entered an area posted as off limits to non-airport personnel. Where was he trying to get?
Yeah.
That's what I want to know. So the driver was not cited. The incident happened on Saturday.
A pilot ordered DoorDash.
And my God, how do you turn around?
Right?
Once you're in, you're in.
Responded.
How would you know? This is some GTA 6 shit. ICE, DEA, and SWAT roll up to gas station in Massachusetts. Detain illegal immigrant roofers. Not the roofers. Jay, and he's still 5th in line for takeoff.
Tranquila, mami, tranquila, tranquila.
An immigrant roundup at this gas station on Bridge Street in Lowell was caught on camera Friday morning. The DEA and ICE agents swarmed the area, calling in a SWAT team and surrounding several vans belonging to a roofing company. About a dozen workers were lined up against the wall with officers checking their IDs.
Triste por lo de mi familia y mis amigos.
Jorge Lara was one of the few spared. He says he's saddened for his 9 friends and family members who were arrested while trying to head to work.
He's a narc. He's working for
Meanwhile,
him.
in East Boston, another round of arrests. This one on Chelsea Street, where undercover vehicles cornered a man in a work van and quickly took him away. It happened in front of Daniel's barbershop. He says there's a lot of uncertainty in the community, especially knowing that agents are trying to blend in.
Tranquila, mami, tranquila, tranquila.
An immigrant roundup at this gas station on Bridge Street in Lowell was...
Most people don't realize how big Texas is compared to, say, California, shown here in its actual size. Look how small New York State is. And if you're surprised the entire UK fits easily inside Texas, it just shows you how much map projections distort Texas. Here's Russia, which if you live in Austin or Houston, you could probably see from your backyard. Good old Canada, fit that in the corner right there. At this point, it shouldn't surprise you that we can just actually fit the entire mainland US here. That looks good. The question is, can you fit something like, I don't know, the planet Saturn? And you're probably thinking there's no way it's going to fit. And you're right, it's not going to fit. That's because we just kind of need to take it in and angle it just, okay. There we go. And finally, I have to ask the question you've all probably been thinking, which is, can you fit Texas inside of Texas? Let's see. No. But it's close, though. Most people...
Truth. Texas does not fit inside of Texas. It's too big. Democrat Representative LaMonica McIver will be charged for assaulting an officer. No one is above the law. Blackvar, probably not moving to Texas, but I will be in Texas at some point. I'm probably doing some traveling this summer. I got a really good buddy in the southern tip of Arkansas. It's actually, he lives, if you Google most racist city in the U.S., oh, it used to come up. It still does. Residents of most racist town in America. Harrison, Arkansas. So I'm probably going to go see him next month, which is right near Texas. Maybe I'll hop on over to Texas after that. Do they work at that? I don't know. Isn't that DC? Never go full Arkansas. Play the video of the most racist town. I want to make my own video of it. Which video are you talking about? Oh, I know what video you're talking about. Yeah. Okay, so they are pressing charges against LaMonica, but they've dropped charges against Mayor Baraka. This is from United States Attorney, District of New Jersey. I take my obligations as U.S. Attorney seriously. I understand the responsibility that comes with my position, and I will work diligently to uphold the law and deliver justice to the people of New Jersey. After extensive consideration, we have agreed to dismiss Mayor Baraka's misdemeanor charge of trespass for the sake of moving forward. In the spirit of public interest, I have invited the mayor to tour Delaney Hall. The government has nothing to hide at this facility, and I will personally accompany the mayor so he can see that firsthand. The citizens of New Jersey deserve unified leadership, blah, blah, blah. The dismissal against the mayor is not the end of this matter. It sounds like it's the end of this matter. Congressional oversight is an important constitutional function and one that I fully support. However, that is not at issue in this case. Okay, well then why bring it up? But I am glad they're going after LaMonica. They will be charging LaMonica. Intern GPT wrote that? Right. Sounds like it. Man catches someone rifling through his truck in his driveway. Proceeds to beat the shit out of him. If only he was armed. Don't take pictures. You already have video going. Pull out your gat. Get the Glock out. This is why you carry. At all times. Lunchbox, bite the curb. Oh, they caught the fourth inmate. Gary Price. Found in an abandoned New Orleans home following New Orleans prison break. So they've caught 4 of the 10. 6 are still on the run. DJ Lunchbox finally kicked another one of them out. DJ Lunchbox is claiming to be harboring all of these fugitives. He's near New Orleans. Well, isn't this something? Anthony Scaramucci on June 9th of last year said President Biden is in better shape than most people think, and there's obviously a lot of distorted video here on X that makes him look older than he actually looks and feels in person. When he cleans Trump's clock during the debate, it'll be interesting to see how MAGA handles that. Okay, well, we know how that worked out. And then just yesterday, 2 days ago, he said, Original Sin is a damning book. 25th Amendment should have been invoked. VP Harris, cabinet, and congressional leaders are responsible. They took oaths. The staff is easy to hate, but didn't take oaths. Terrible stain on senior leadership of the Democratic Party. Bro, you're sitting here saying that he's fine in person. Fractal damn sandals always flip-flopping. Scumbag lawyer is a scumbag lawyer. Yeah. Who knew? Okay, so apparently this is one of the escaped inmates, and he was caught sleeping on a bench. Not the latest one they caught, but apparently one of the dudes was just sleeping on a bench. Escaping prison is tiring, you know?
But you alright? Straight?
Did he have a bench warrant?
Man, I just was by this man.
Those benches have those bars to prevent the exact thing. Yeah. Yeah, but when you're this tired... Yeah, how is he sleeping on that thing? We've got an astronaut in a mall. Future doctor lawyer.
Somebody's birthday today. Who's gonna get a cake?
Trump on Biden's cancer diagnosis. Did you guys hear Scott Adams has the same cancer and he doesn't expect to live through the summer?
Do you want to respond to President Biden being diagnosed with cancer? Are you going to call your predecessor?
I think it's very sad, actually. I'm surprised that it wasn't, the public wasn't notified a long time ago, because to get to stage 9, that's a long time. I just had my physical. You saw that. You saw the results of that particular test. I think that test is standard to pretty much anybody getting a physical, good physical. We had the doctors at the White House and over at Walter Reed, which is a fantastic hospital. I do it. I did a very complete physical, including cognitive tests. I'm proud to announce I aced it. Got them all. I got them all right. You proud of me? Yes. Your husband would be proud of me for getting them all right. It's a little risk. If I didn't get them all right, these people would be after me. It would be not a good situation. But I think, frankly, anybody running for president should take a cognitive test. They say it's on.
Do you want to respond to President Biden?
That's true, old school. He always exaggerates a little. Border Patrol finds illegal immigrants hiding inside of a truck. Stage 9, you say? Stage 9 fatigue?
I'm taking a video, bro.
Hold on. I got pictures. Fuck. Yep.
Oh, wait.
Maybe if I'm really still, they can't see me. They're in the walls. They're over the walls. They're through the walls. Fuck Tim Walz?
What do you think about Trump doing executive action to ban men from women's sports? He did that on day one.
I think that is the least of our problems.
Men and women's sports?
Yes, it's not a thing.
Well, research shows that trans women have taken about 900 medals from women across the country. 900 women have missed out on medals and sponsorships because a biological man entered their sport. So that's 900 medals. That's a lot of women that have been affected by the trans ideology.
No, I had not heard that.
I didn't know trucks came with portable construction workers now.
Don't you want to see women winning those
How much is that
opportunities that are
package?
meant for them? And not a man like me who could just say I'm a woman and get those opportunities? Because that seems like men's rights to me, more than women's rights.
That's not my primary issue.
What is your primary issue?
My primary...
Chad, don't make NPCs think it's abusive. Yeah, she definitely glitched out there for a second. Leave me alone and let me hate, says Jay. All right, Trump on the Ukraine war.
Do you have a red line in your head of what would cause you to back away? And
Yeah, in my head, but not something I'm going to announce. But yeah, definitely in my head I do, yeah.
Would that
Because this isn't our war. This is not my war. This is not the war. I mean, we got ourselves entangled in something that we shouldn't have been involved in. And we would have been a lot better off. And maybe the whole thing would have been better off because it can't be much worse. It's a real mess. It's a death trap. So I think that, yeah, I would say I do have a certain line. But I don't want to say what that line is because I think it makes the negotiation even more difficult than it is. Yes, please.
Mr. President, do you have a red line in your head of...
Yeah, I mean, it's not his war. This war may not, I dare I say, probably wouldn't have even happened if he had been president and not Joe Biden. President Trump calls out Joe Biden and his doctor for hiding cancer diagnosis. Also brought up the auto pen, which is being investigated by the DOJ. I'm not going to hold my breath here, but it would be awesome if some of these pardons got overturned due to the fact that Biden didn't write them, didn't sign them, doesn't even know about them anymore, probably.
Given to everybody, but it's given just about. And it takes a long time to get to that situation. Now, I think, to get to a stage 9, I think that if you take a look, it's the same doctor that said that Joe was cognitively fine, wasn't informed. And I think somebody's going to have to speak to his doctor. If it's the same, or even if it's two separate doctors, why wasn't the cognitive ability, why wasn't that discussed?
Did he mention the auto pen in that clip earlier? That's the same clip. Sorry about that. Starbucks employees are currently on strike, now claiming that Starbucks is imperiling every single civil right they have by implementing a dress code at their company. I think they just don't want to wear the black shirts under the aprons. I think that's what this whole thing is about. Imperiling every single civil right they have.
We just demand that Starbucks follow the law. They don't have the right to overthrow the National Labor Relations Act. They're imperiling every civil right that we have, not just workers.
By making us wear a uniform, they're imperiling every civil right that we have.
But not just as workers, as union workers, but that's the framework that all of our rights are under. So all of our rights are in danger, and the only thing we can rely on is each other and taking direct action in solidarity.
Yeah, we're back. Perfect. Colin?
Exactly what Jacob said.
Perfect.
Yeah, what he said.
Stand up for our rights and for our workplace.
Love it. Thank you, guys. No contract.
No contract.
Works.
They're out there doing the real work. This is what real protests are all about. Republicans are peddling conspiracy theories, according to Hakeem Jeffries. Conspiracy theories that Joe Biden must have had cancer before now.
Thank you, sir. Given the revelations with President Biden's cancer diagnosis and the release of the Her recording, why were Democrats not more open to talking about President Biden's age in 2024?
My thoughts and prayers have been extended to President Biden. It's a painful moment for him and his family. It's a very serious diagnosis. My expectation that President Biden is going to meet this moment with the courage and resilience that he's consistently shown. Seems to me entirely inappropriate that at this moment in time, when President Biden is dealing with a serious and aggressive form of
Starbucks
cancer,
is going to quarter British soldiers in their homes.
there are Republicans who are peddling conspiracy theories and want us to look backward at a time when they actually are taking health care away from the American people. No, as House Democrats, we're going to look forward. They literally are trying to take health care away from millions of Americans at this very moment in the dead of night.
Really?
And Republicans want to fan the flames of conspiracy theories at this moment? No, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. Two quick questions, just to follow up on President Biden. Have you had a chance to speak with him at all since his diagnosis, or do you intend to? And then secondly, just on Medicaid, I know for many months now you've been warning about the implications of cutting Medicaid. It seems there's some renewed discussions about FMAP and putting it back into the reconciliation bill. What are your chief concerns if that happens?
I have not had the opportunity to speak to President Biden subsequent to the news of the diagnosis becoming public yesterday. I do expect at some point in time I will speak directly to him to more directly communicate, my thoughts and prayers and that of the House Democratic Caucus.
New angle of the Mexican naval ship hitting the Brooklyn Bridge. This one's a little crazy. Did they? What? She's just standing there in awe, pointing at it like, "Oh, look! Oh, isn't this nice?" Oh, ha ha ha, it's hitting the bridge. Right? Like, she's like, how cute. So I'm so glad we captured this in the back of my photo. Like, and I swear, like, in almost all the videos that we saw of people on the ground here, it took them all way too long to realize that, like, this is bad. This isn't supposed to be happening. Like, is everyone just so checked out that they're just like, huh, oh. The sailors wanted to photobomb the picture. Chad, I was more surprised to find out Mexico had a navy. Yeah, you're not alone there. Now they start running. Now they're like, oh! And they're all laughing. How quaint. So glad I was here for this moment. Yeah, whoever added the music, it was a nice touch. Sure, I'll be hearing from YouTube about that one. Copyright, copyright. Representative James Comer says the staffers who used Joe Biden's auto pin to illegally sign documents by forging his name have been identified. 2 more weeks, guys. 2 more weeks. Everyone's going to be arrested.
You are going and looking at who is controlling this auto pen, because Joe Biden, I mean, he's demonstrating that he doesn't have all the cognitive capabilities they had. That interview was from 2023.
Yeah, that's hard evidence. Early into President Biden's term as president, it clearly shows that he was in significant mental decline. It questions who was actually making the decisions. So what we found is not just with the pardons issue, but many of the executive orders that the courts are now using to Trump-proof, many of the executive orders that President Trump is trying to implement to make government more efficient, many of these executive orders, as well as the pardons of Biden's entire family as a result of our investigation, these were all signed with the auto pen. And clearly from that interview, which was many, many months prior to the heavy use of the auto pen, Joe Biden wasn't capable of making decisions. He wasn't coherent. We think we've identified who the staffers are. Jason, you all have done great work with that over at Heritage Oversight. We're going to bring everyone that we believe was involved in any role in the use of the auto pen. We're going to invite them to come in for a transcribed interview. If they want, then they will receive a subpoena and they will have a full-blown deposition. But we want to find out who was actually making the decisions in the White House during the last 9 months of the Biden administration when he was clearly in mental decline.
FT said, imagine the clips if the Titanic happened today. This is just how unserious Zoomers are.
To just total a car. This is what it's like. I'm still strapped into my seatbelt. Hey guys, if you're wondering what it's like to just total a car, this is what it's like. I'm still strapped into my seatbelt. About to call someone for help. I'm a little in shock. I'm not hurt, but yeah, I'm about to call someone though, so don't worry about me. Hey guys, if you're wondering what it's
so instead of calling for help, I'm gonna make a video and post it to TikTok.
There's no...
Apparently they took trash cans away from New York City, which is like... What? But
there's no trash cans within 1 million miles of here, so people have started using the mailbox as a trash can.
I mean, of all places to remove trash cans, I feel like New York City is the last place that you should be removing trash cans from. Imagine the smell. Okay. Yeah, remember when the media pretended this was normal? Joe Biden running meetings for President Joe Biden?
She talked about the fact that sometimes the White House, in her words, surprises you. And for somebody who has worked on women's health issues for her whole career, frankly, as a teacher, but also as the second lady and now as the first lady, she said one of the things that struck her the most was the inequities in medical research, funding for medical research for women. So this is an important priority of hers that she had the opportunity to at this cabinet meeting to spotlight. And as you had that great interview with her, Peter, talking about the fact that, yes, a burden may have been lifted from her husband's shoulder in one respect with the end of his campaign, but there's still a lot of work that they both intend to do during their last few months.
Watch me, that's Dr. Jill Biden, yeah. America was not smart enough to keep Trump from the White House.
My understanding, too, from talking to folks on the foreign policy side, is that a tariff war started by Trump can only be lost by America and Trump because China has a totally different domestic political dynamic. That the minute Trump announced his tariff war, nationalism in China surged and Xi's approval rating went up. Trump's approval rating has never been lower on the question of the economy since he descended the elevator in Trump Tower to announce a run for presidency, Claire McCaskill.
Yeah, and the interesting thing, Katie Tur talked about last hour, this poll that came out that said, if you know about Trump's policies, the majority of Americans who know about them disapprove of them. For example, how he's treated the man who was sent to El Salvador after he had a court order that said he couldn't go to El Salvador, and they did it by mistake, sent him to the end of his life in a prison with no due process. When people know about that, the majority of Americans disapprove of it. But there's a huge swath of Americans that don't know about that because their algorithms are purposely not feeding them politics because they don't want to hear about it. But you know what they're all going to know about? They're all going to know about higher prices. They're all going to know that they're spending more at Walmart than they spent this time last year. They're all going to know that their 401ks are down.
Except they're barely down anymore. They've all recovered. And they will very likely recover before midterms. They will especially recover before the next presidential election. I would love to see video of this woman saying the same thing during President Biden's term, when all of these were major issues. Inflation was out of control. We were seeing 10% inflation. And that was the government lie inflation. I mean, in reality, we were seeing 30, 40% inflation. Right? Fractal, more problems that don't exist. More problems that are daily, problems created by the last administration that are daily getting worked on and solved. Gas is down. Old school, your 401k is above the beginning of the year. Most people should be. Most people's are definitely above where they were last year.
They're all going to know that, and there's nothing Trump can do about that. And yes, the Wall Street Journal may say America is smart enough to know better. I will tell the Wall Street Journal this. America, I believe, clearly was not smart enough to keep this guy from the White House. He is causing confusion and uncertainty in a segment of our economy that desperately needs certainty. And by doing that, he is going to get higher prices, and that's when American will finally get smart. But they're not smart now because most of them are trying not to.
America's stupid. You're so dumb. This is the way to win people over, to bring them over to your side to vote for them. Call them absolute morons. Tell them they're too stupid to know what's going on around them. I mean, I hope they keep this shit up because this is exactly what lost them the last election in a landslide. Father of the anti-pro-life Palm Springs bomber says his son burned their house down when he was 9 years old. Maybe there were signs. Maybe there were some red flags in this guy's past.
Officials confirmed the clinic was closed and all embryos remained secure. The FBI discovered a disturbing online manifesto and audio recordings possibly linking Barkis to extremist anti-life views. In the recording, a man says, "I'm angry that I exist," and targeted the fertility clinic due to opposing in vitro fertilization, going on to say the end goal was, quote, to sterilize this planet of the disease of life. The suspect's father, Richard, who lives in Yucca Valley, says he hadn't seen or talked to his son for more than a decade. After he divorced his wife, they became estranged. He was devastated to learn from a family member that his son died in the blast and is now implicated in this terrorist attack. Richard described him as a good, smart child who was a follower, easily influenced by others, with a childhood history of setting fires. At 9 years old, he had burned down their family home playing with matches, but he'd never imagined this type of behavior.
What my wife, what my daughter knows, I really don't know. But I had to see a change in them. They don't just go off like that and nobody sees a change. After they burned the house down, he started changing a little bit. He started playing with it like fire. And I was too strict for him, so I think he wanted to stay with Mom when the divorce came through. Because Mom was more lenient. He should let me go outside.
I wouldn't let him burn my second house down.
By the shed.
So
I drove in.
he didn't want to be around me.
He was trying to shove it underneath the shed and cut the shed on fire. The shed cut the house on fire and burned it down. I know, we hadn't talked over the years, so it's wrong. Now I won't see him again.
You're better off, buddy. And he wouldn't buy him a gun. Mom was more lenient after burning the house down, right? God forbid a father gets a little angry at you for burning the house down. Eli Mistel, this country needs to be saved from white people.
This election has proven, that this administration has proven painfully in some ways, is that black people cannot save this country from white folks. We can't do it alone. Right? If white folks aren't going to join in, if white women aren't going to join in, if Latinos aren't going to join in, we can't do it alone. This election has proven, that this administration has.
Worcester City Manager Eric Batista issued an executive order restricting local law enforcement from working with ICE. Maybe we'll get some spicy stuff out of that. We did have that spicy situation out of Worcester last week. Remember this video I played you guys last night about Mayor Brandon Johnson saying the reason I hire so many blacks to run Chicago is because we're planet Earth's most generous race? Which I'll play again for those of you who weren't here last night. But today, the DOJ Civil Rights Division has opened up an investigation into him over his race-based hiring practices.
Some detractors that will push back on me and say, you know, the only thing that the mayor talks about is the hiring of black people. No, what I'm saying is, when you hire our people, we always look out for everybody else.
May Madness, hung every night.
We are the most generous people on the planet. I don't know too many cultures.
I need to play that again. He says black people are the most generous people.
We always look out for everybody else. We are the most generous people on the planet. I don't know too many cultures that have play cousins. That's how generous we are. We just make somebody a family member, right? That's just how we are. And so business and economic neighborhood development, the deputy mayor is a black woman. Department of Planning and Development is a black woman.
Generous, quiet,
Infrastructure
slow to
deputy
anger.
mayor is a black woman. Chief Operations Officer is a black man. Budget Director is a black woman. Senior Advisor is a black man. And I'm laying that out because when you ask how do we ensure that our people get a chance to grow their business?
Nullface, I think you're right. Did I stream on April 30th? Let me just go back and look. Because, yeah, that would be 20 days in a row, wouldn't it? No, I did not. I streamed on April 29th. That was when the ICE suspect was hiding up in the tree in San Antonio. I think that's when I formulated the plan. So, no, it is day 19. Lunchbox, we don't do maths around here. Yes, this is interesting. Oh, how the media spins.
Say that even a cancer diagnosis, and again, it's touched, it seems, virtually every American, whether a friend or family or personally, that even for a day, there's no pause on the divisiveness.
Yeah, it's that kind of polarized moment, right? But it does feel like this particular moment, given the diagnosis, highlights just how politics shades everything, even a human moment when a family is going through what this family is going through.
Of course, President Trump and his supporters have contributed to this violent rhetoric as well.
Well, absolutely, George. We were just looking back this morning at some of the things that former President Trump has said. He warned last March of potential death and destruction if he were charged by the Manhattan District Attorney. Our country is being destroyed as they tell us to be peaceful. Trump in January warned of bedlam in the country if the criminal charges against him succeeded. And of course, in March, he said, now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be.
She's leaving off that he was talking about an economic bloodbath, and he was very specific about that. Let's just leave that part off.
Be a bloodbath for the country. That will be the least of it. He said he was partly joking and that was taken out of context. But
it is taken out of context.
His words, and you have heard it from supporters as well. And supporters are certainly, in some parts, angry.
The entirety of the left cheered. There was still blood dripping down Donald Trump's ear, and the entire left was cheering that he got shot at. And they were, a lot of them, sad that it missed. That it wasn't inches over to the left. So it would have hit him in the brain. Oh, but Republicans are being so evil. It's so evil that they're in glee that Joe Biden has cancer, which I really haven't seen a lot of. A lot of people are saying, look, I'm sorry he has cancer, but that doesn't take away from the fact that you guys have been hiding his mental problems and his health problems from us. Most people aren't, it's out there, but it's nowhere near to the level that the left is gleeful. If Donald Trump came out tomorrow and said that he had cancer, the left would throw fucking parties. They would have parades in the streets. Voluntary seeker. Joe Biden oversaw the locking up of cancer patients who took partially guided tour of the Capitol on J6. Fuck Joe Biden, right? Jay. Pro-Palestine protester collapses after 9 days of hunger strike.
This is what happens when UCLA ignores their students.
No, this is what happens when you don't eat for 9 days.
She's going to the hospital. She just passed out. UCLA, please hear her. She's literally being hospitalized because of you. on you, UCLA?
Hi, my name is Maya, and I'm on day 6 of my hunger strike. Although there has been no response from UCLA about my hunger strike, I have been made aware that they know about the strike and they are monitoring it. UCLA claims to care deeply about the health and safety of its students, yet has failed to directly speak to me about my hunger strike. Many people do not know just how involved UCLA and other universities across the country are in the Palestinian genocide. Universities and institutions of learning are run like for-profit businesses. They hold billions of dollars in investments and private equity funds.
This means quickly
the
looking to find her Instagram.
Directly profit from the slaughter of Palestinian children. I'm going to read from Unmasking UCLA, which is a white paper made by diligent activists at our school who have been researching and talking about divestment far before I've been here.
Trump spent 2.5 hours talking to Vladimir Putin this morning.
Well, I want to thank everybody. We just spent 2.5 hours talking to Vladimir Putin, and I think some progress has been made. It's a terrible situation going on over there. 5,000 young people every single week are being killed. So hopefully we did something. We also spoke to the heads of most of the European nations, and we're trying to get that whole thing wrapped up. What a shame that it ever started in the first place. But I want to thank Melania and for your leadership in this very important issue. It's an amazing issue. America is blessed to have such a dedicated and compassionate First Lady. I would tell you she is very dedicated. In fact, if you look at just what I heard, Putin just said they respect your wife a lot. I said, what about me? No, they like Melania better. That wasn't good. I don't know if that was good. I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
He's so funny.
Well, I want to thank everybody. We just spent 2.5.
What about me? Illegal alien in Florida faces $1.82 million fine for failing to leave the U.S. I don't want to go back. $1.82 million fine? Does she have that kind of cash? How much does it pay to be an immigrant in this illegal immigrant in this country? How much cash was Joe Biden doling out to these people?
Don't feel well. This woman, who we will call Maria, says she did not want to use her real name, concerned she could be targeted. But she does want people to know her story.
No deseo ir para atrás.
She told us, I don't want to go back. She's a mother of 3 children who are American citizens. She asked us not to show them. Maria arrived from Honduras in February of 2005. 2 months later, she had an order to leave the country after not appearing at a hearing, but she never left. I asked her why she did not go to the hearing.
Yo le dije al oficial, yo no tengo familia.
I told the immigration officer I don't have any family in this country or a specific place to stay. She told me she entered the U.S. through California.
Pero en ningún momento me llegaron ningún documento.
I never received any document, and they did not know where I was going to be. This month she received this letter at her house in South Florida. She has been fined for more than $1.82 million.
It says that the government could fine an individual, an undocumented individual, daily $500.
Michelle Sanchez is Maria's attorney. She showed us the document Maria received.
They're supposed to say on the date that she was advised, and this is blank because they never advised her of the penalties.
Okay.
So that's going to be my argument.
The 1952 Act has historically rarely been enforced, but in February, the Trump administration announced it will penalize people living in the U.S. illegally under that act.
What she has is an order of removal in her absence.
Is that still accumulating even today?
Yes.
So that figure is increasing?
It could increase. For me, that is absolutely
Bad penalties and interest.
Sanchez filed a motion to reopen her client's case last year under a policy of the Biden administration, giving ICE attorneys the discretion to reopen cases and lift removal orders. Have you ever been arrested?
Nunca.
When I asked her if she would voluntarily return to her home country,
Me dolería tanto.
I don't have any stream delay.
It would be extremely painful to be separated from my children.
It's because
this
it's being rerouted through Restream.
This is all they know. Please have mercy. I want to stay with them.
The delay on YouTube just sucks. It's a lot better on Twitch. It's like, I don't know, it's like 8 seconds ahead on Twitch if you go watch on Twitch. I do want to test some night if I'm just streaming to YouTube and not multi-streaming. I think that would help the delay on YouTube. Black guy sucker punches white guy from behind in Best Buy, then steals his device. Old school. I have Mercy. Send her kids with her, right?
So you can't see it.
Yeah, it's just because he was moving the camera. But on that other angle, we could see it. Yeah.
Okay.
We just in the middle of a Best Buy? Like, what?
So you can't see it.
Yeah.
He's like, but I defended you during the riots, during BLM. I chanted BLM. I put BLM on my Facebook status. Why would you do this to me? Hot chip challenge. Trump administration has agreed to a $5 million settlement with the family of Ashley Babbitt. Babbitt was killed in cold blood by Michael Byrd. This was going to be about the settlement. I don't really want to watch that again. I've watched it so many times. I've watched it a million times. Analyze the hell out of it. Old school. There's no time limit on murder. Yeah, there is no statute of limitations on murder. Gant Dozier, you are now in the goated Twitch chat. Yes, you are. Average student in China is 4 years ahead of average U.S. student. Only 4? I feel like it's probably more than that.
There's one key thing we're going to have to turn around, not just for our state, but for the country. If our future as a country is destined to remain the greatest country on earth, as I believe we should for the next 250 years, we're going to have to find our way out of the educational achievement crisis that we're really in today. And it is a crisis. Today, 75% of 8th graders are not proficient in math.
You don't have time for
the average student in China is a full 4 years ahead of the average student here. So do the math on that. A 7th grader here is performing at the equivalent of a 3rd grade student in China. That's unacceptable. And I know I speak for every parent in this state and in this room tonight.
Yeah, are we being scammed
where I say
right
we
now?
refuse to stand by and idly
Why do I feel like I'm
watch
getting scammed?
as China laughs at our gradual decay. No. We're going to turn this ship around. We're going to turn it around in the state of Ohio. I'm going to lead Ohio to be the top state in the country and in the world to give our kids a world-class education in the foundational subjects of math, reading, writing, financial literacy, civic education, and physical education. Instead of woke indoctrination and victimhood psychology, focus on the achievement of our students.
He says all the words I want to hear, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't trust him.
Students at the highest level possible.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so it took a couple of days. But Democrats, Chuck Schumer, has figured out how to blame the Mexican naval ship hitting the Brooklyn Bridge on Donald Trump. It took a couple days. They couldn't figure out how to do it right away, but they finally got there.
We know that the Trump administration has been meddling in U.S. Coast Guard operations, from staffing to command and comms. And I have the general sense of a Doge dysfunction in parts of the Coast Guard. To put it mildly, After being fully briefed on last night's Brooklyn Bridge accident, one thing is very clear. There are many more questions than answers.
Of course I trust you, Caesar.
We know that there has been meddling by the Trump administration into the Coast Guard staffing, and now we need to know how this meddling might have impacted the events of last night. We know that the Trump administration has been...
It's the Trump administration and Elon Musk's fault. Of course. Of course it is. Don't know what's going on here, but an inmate is scavenging for his life inside a prison cell. I mean, yeah, that was some good parkour. They want to catch him to teach him how to read, says Jay. Of course. Old school. Who has a camera in prison? Dude, there's so many cell phones in prison. Like, I feel like everyone in prison has a cell phone now. Prison Mike, yeah, Lunchbox, they all do. I think they finally banned it, but you used to be able to go on TikTok lives and just scroll through the lives, and there would be so many people live streaming from prison. I mean, are we not all in a prison? Are we all not in a prison? In a way, we're all in a prison. But you're not in prison when you're here hanging with me. A $600 million Ritz-Carlton building has had a catastrophic opening in Portland after potential hotel customers and luxury condo clients stayed away from downtown following the 2020 and 2021 BLM Antifa riots. It may have to be liquidated in parts. Oh, no. Don't do business in communist areas. Maybe businesses will learn. The 35-story tower, which opened in 2023, was initially financed with a $510 million loan, but has since been appraised at only $425 million. PCB Junkie, that's right. This is a honeypot, then prison. Liquidated because of the poo. Don't do business in communist cities. Old school, you've not been to downtown Portland for 6 or 7 years? I've never been to Portland. I would love to go visit the murder hole someday, though. Former RNC chair gives ABC a reality check.
First of all, people were put to shame, me and others out there that talked about Joe Biden's mental acuity. We were told he was sharp as a tack, he had a photographic memory, he was intense and brilliant. And what's amazing is the sources of this book were the same sources that told us that we ought to be ashamed of ourselves. It's a stutter. Stop talking about him. The fact is they were managing his decline in a nursing home in the White House. First of all, people were put to shame.
Pretty much everyone's saying that Biden most likely knew about his cancer for a very long time, years Some are saying he might have had it the entire time he was president. Might have known about it the entire time he was president.
I want to ask very quickly, so much has been made of his apparent cognitive decline. Is there a possibility that either the cancer itself or any treatments he was undergoing in secret could affect cognitive function of a person?
Yeah, absolutely. Because what happens is when prostate cancer becomes, like say you get treated for prostate cancer and then the prostate cancer recurs, what you would do is you would start someone on a kind of a testosterone blocking hormone such as Lupron. And because Lupron acts to lower your testosterone, it gives you kind of like symptoms of depression, lower energy, fatigue. So there's a lot of things that go with being on Lupron treatment. So cancer, Lupron is a class of medicine that just castrates, chemically castrates someone so that the prostate cancer doesn't spread. And so Lupron was likely used in Joe Biden.
So to be very clear, you believe he was silently, secretly battling this for at least 5 years?
Well, I think that's yet to be seen. I mean, it would be very surprising, like I said earlier, for him to have prostate cancer at Gleason 9 spread to bone without without being neglected medically. So the fact that he was seen medically every year, it's just very surprising. I mean, his PSA must be over 50 at this point, if not a lot more, just because of bone mets, is a sign that it's very aggressive and spreading to other parts of the body.
For my fatigue.
I think there's definitely evidence that he probably knew about this for a while.
Yeah, CBS News chief steps down amid tensions over Trump lawsuit. Jesse Kelly said, I love how the media is being told they're not allowed to lie on behalf of Democrats anymore. And their first reaction is, well, I might as well quit then because I can't work under these conditions. Oh, we're not allowed to make shit up anymore? Well, la-ti-da, I guess I quit then. Have you guys seen this stupid WNBA shit? I know you guys are avid WNBA watchers. So the WNBA has launched an investigation into Indiana fans after they loudly cheered when Angel Reese missed a free throw, calling the crowd's reaction a potential act of racism. Let me see if I can find the clip. I thought I'd saved it, but... It's got to be here. Okay. Here it is. There's a much better one than that. Hang on. Here we go. Nope. Come on, where's the video? I saw it like 100 times on my feed. Now it's not going to come up. There it is, I think. Okay.
It's a flagrant, and then Chicago will maintain the basketball. Reese misses.
Yeah, they're cheering because they're racist. Although, what's that sound? Is that a monkey sound? But yes, cheering when someone misses a free throw is racist. Animal noises, right, Game Dodger? Animal noises.
And then Chicago will maintain the basketball.
Oh, yeah, that's, see, I can tell the difference. That's definitely racist cheering. It's, right, JT? Yep, racist. Jay, to be fair, it is Indiana. Caesar, did they even chant anything racist? No, they didn't chant anything. They just loudly cheered after she missed the free throw. And that is considered racist, apparently. Kimba, it's disgusting. A bunch of racist lesbians. John Smith, racist as fuck. Yeah, after a bullshit technical, too. Yeah, there is context there as well. Because the reason she was throwing a free throw was absolute horseshit in the first place. So, of course, they cheered. But it's racist. Joe Exotic's husband has officially been taken to an ICE detention center for deportation. What? They have officially taken him to ICE detention center for his hearing to either stay in America or go back to Mexico. Deport his ass. Don't you think between losing my life's work? Oh, he tagged POTUS. Lunchbox, fuck Carol Baskins, right? He tagged POTUS. He tagged Trump. POTUS. Don't you think between losing my life's work, my parents, and now this, I've suffered enough, and it's time to watch season 2 of Tiger King and see they admitted on world television they committed perjury and let me go? Is there a season 2 of Tiger King? And is this just an ad for season 2 of Tiger King? Joe, I forgot to show you what George left me to remember him. Is that what I think it is? Jesus fucking Christ, Joe Exotic. Wow. Okay. San Diego, last night. Henry's Pub in downtown San Diego closed for good and went after the illegal hot dog carts that are destroying small businesses in the gas lamp. I've spoken with multiple business owners who say the city won't act because of the vendors are illegal immigrants.
Hey, run away! Hey, run away! Fuck you! Alone, you dumbass fucking drunk ass bitch! Fuck you, bitch! You dumbass little fucking bald-headed ass bitch! Fuck you, bitch! What's wrong with you, bitch? Of course about it. Oh, God. You like say out there, bitch! We just scam motherfuckers on their credit cards? Fuck you! You're scamming ass bitch! Fuck you!
LA's a rock.
Alright, so Hendrix is acting really weird. I don't know what's going on. We're just trying to.
It's literally just closing down because it's time to close down.
No, Hendrix is permanently closing down in a couple weeks.
No, today.
Today. So that's why. That's what I was asking. So you guys are letting the friends.
Hung. Thank you for the donation to the stream. I won't mention your name because you asked me not to, so I won't. But thank you very much. It's always appreciated. Named it. I didn't know prisons fingerprinted your butthole, right? Yeah, God. Bernie Sanders just confirmed Democrats are the actual threat to democracy. Bernie Sanders being candid about the Democratic Party. Or the Democrat Party, I should say.
The problem I think a lot of voters had is like they didn't even know if it was her. We didn't even know if Biden was president. We didn't even know if these were her talking points. And we felt that over the last 4 elections, Democrats, we felt that we didn't have a say on who could be president. We talk a lot about the Republicans being autocrats and oligarchs and taking over democracy. But from the Democrat perspective, and I'm a lifelong Democrat, I felt like the Democratic Party completely removed the democratic process from its constituents. And I think they need to have some accountability of that.
No argument here.
I donated for you. I mean, I wanted you to, like, 2016. I was like, this is going to happen. This guy's going to do it. And it felt like they stole it from me. And I'll be honest, it broke my heart when you supported him.
Look, but you have, in the world that I live in, you got a choice. And I mean, a lot of people, including my wife, agree with you. But, you know, you're down to a choice. Is it going to be Hillary Clinton or is it going to be Donald Trump? Not a great choice.
But it ended up being him anyway, so why don't we burn it down?
Well, because it's easy to say. Burning it down means that children are not going to have, you know, food to eat, that the schools will deteriorate, people will not have health care.
I got it.
And I'm an elected official. I got to represent the people.
That's fair.
And I can't turn my back on.
But then could we not also say, if ostensibly there hasn't been a fair primary for the Democrats since 2008, are they not also a threat to democracy? Yes. We often hear.
Fair enough. That is. Yeah, I'm not going to argue with that point.
Fair enough. Zipline system in Colombia used by local communities to travel between two towns, reducing a 2 to 3 hour walk to a 30-second journey.
Saludito, vecina, antes de irse. Chao. Chao, que esté muy bien.
Did we watch this last night?
Ahí va llegando.
I don't think we did.
Y gane que viene bajando, muchachos, a su izquierda. Acá no lo veo, no lo he ubicado. Y el que viene llegando, el transporte de ida y transporte de vuelta, muchachones.
Wait, where did he come from? Yeah, I mean, well, she would have to walk back up, but wait. I guess maybe on the other side, you just walk to the... You still have to walk to the top of each hill on each side in order to be able to get to the other side, right? Does this really save time? Jay, I'm certain this will never end in tragedy. Yeah, and like, how much time could this really save? She's just going into the trees. I don't know. Other direction looks to have an actual pulley. Oh. Yeah, I mean, you're right, because that angle, it doesn't even look like he came from higher. Yeah, it looks like he's actually coming from lower, or at least straight. Chad, I'm not going to use a zip line over a canyon in a third world location. That's smart. That's smart. Democrat Maryland Governor Wes Moore has vetoed a bill that would have advanced reparations for blacks. What? This is a shocking development. I wonder what names they're calling him at the barbecue. All right, that's the end of my bookmarks for the day. All right, guys, I'm going to actually wrap up this stream here. I didn't have time to get to This Week in Hong, but that just means we'll have... There actually wasn't a ton of it in there today anyway, but that just means we'll have more of it for tomorrow night. Hongers. Thank you. Lunchbox always trying to convince me to do one quick contexto. All right, one quick contexto. But we better do better than we did last night. And It'll be quicker than last night. It better be. One quick contexto. All right. We'll end the stream with one quick contexto. You guys better get the word in under 50 guesses. Or else everybody is banned. Animal. Jay, I don't have time for 212 guesses. Gotta go. Well, we'll see you tomorrow, Jay. Hopefully. If I ever don't see you on a stream, we're gonna start calling the jails and the hospitals, and we'll find you. Fed, fuck bros, I drank too much. Too wasted. A random game, one we've never done before. Prison, should we start with prison? Okay, we always start with lunchbox now, I guess. Lunchbox. Not awful. It'll be good one day. Okay, prison. Prison was bad. Lunchbox. Okay. Chocolate? Okay, Caesar wants me to try chocolate. No. Lunchbox still bone. Lunchbox is still by far the winning word, shockingly. Jews. Jew. Terrible word. Milk? This isn't the game from last night. Lunchbox still very far in the lead. Tornado. Okay. Pearl and then jam. Sheep. Sandwich. We need to. I feel like we need to find out. Like, is it a place? Building. Thing. So it's nothing. It's nothing. Did I already do sheep? Sheep. Suitcase. Why did two of you say suitcase? Mountain. Thermos. Bookstore. Space. Ooh, space is good. Job. Space. Sun. Time. Mirror. Picture. Person. Park. Void. Enter. Rocket. Ooh. Moon. Rocket. Vacuum. Why is rocket so good? Planet. Rocket. Car. Okay. Pace. Heater. Area. Metal. Dick. Wiener. Nope, won't let me do it. Plastic. Launch. Pad. Shuttle. Satellite. Did I misspell satellite? Yes, I did. Orbit. Train. Plane. No. What is? How is Pouse a word? Plane. Tower. Jet. Mission. Booster. President. NASA. Momentum. Fuel? Have I missed any words here? Alien. Ooh. Okay. Illegal. Military. Astronaut. Military. Probe. UFO. Science. Force. Launch. I think I already did that one. Yeah. Yeah, I already did that. UFO, probe, booster, ship, saucer, plate, fork, comet, Egypt, foreign, cosmonaut, Elion, Mars, extraterrestrial, okay. Am I doing that right? No. There's two R's, right? This probably still isn't a word, yeah. I think that's 2 words. Saucer, we already tried that. Code, Martian, shuttle, we already did that. Orbit, I think I did that already. Yeah. Rock. Asteroid. Dinosaur. Earthquake. Tsunami. Tinfoil. Nebula. Abduction. 51. Warp. Drive. Fossil. DNA. Xenomorph. Movie. I tried extraterrestrial, didn't I? Or are you saying I spelled it wrong? Extraterrestrial. I mean, is that not right? Oh, I didn't put the T in there. Okay. I was spelling it wrong. Okay. Yeah, I forgot the T. Fuel. I think we did fuel. Race. Comet. Space Jam. Didn't I already try jam? Yeah. Try LOL. Hey, how is that a word? Wow. Well, we're only at 87 guesses. Last night, how many was it? 216 or something? Lizard. Okay, I mean, like, where are we at? Voyager. Galaxy. Oh god, okay. Carbon. Whoa. Start naming Greek gods, I think. Yeah, we tried Person Kimba. Or maybe just Greek. Mars, didn't we? We already tried that. Just start naming Greek gods. I'm like Demeter. Yeah, I'm having a fucking brain blank here. Odin. Okay, maybe it's not. Astrology. No. Saturn. Jupiter. Yeah, but the planets would have been higher. Like Mars would have been higher if it was a planet. Titan. Artemis. Hermes. Venus. No, see, like I don't think it's a planet. Lightning. Like no. Olympus. Hades. Didn't I try that? Oh no. Pluto. Yeah, I mean I already tried Greek and God. Can't do plurals. Heaven. Achilles. Daphne. Myth. Capricorn. Olympian. Poseidon. Five. It's definitely Medusa. Okay, it's definitely a Greek god, right? If Poseidon is 5, but like Perseus. Perseus is 4. Okay, come on. Kraken. 9. Valkyrie. I think I did Hades already. Homer. No. Thor. Pegasus. How do... Like I'm not like this is probably every Greek god I could have named if Archimedes. Is that how you even spell Archimedes? Isn't there an I? Isn't it like that? It's so far away too. Octopussy. Pegasus, I think I already tried that. Yeah. Odysseus. I think we did Hercules or no, we didn't, but there it is. Okay, Odysseus. Estia. Already guessed. Heracles. It's definitely a Greek god, because if, like, we've got Zeus, Medusa, Kraken, Poseidon, Perseus here. I think I tried Achilles. Yeah. I think I tried Thor. Oh, I haven't done Athena yet, I don't think. Why is that so far away? Chaos. Kronos. Isn't it with an H though? No. Atlas. I mean, just mythology. 21. Mythical. Maybe it's not a Greek god, but like, it seems like it would be, right? We're there. We have 22, 21, 20, 19, 13, 9, 5, and 4. We've done Hades, Fractal, Dionysius. I don't think we have done that, have we? Dionysus, 30. Cyclops. Neptune. Athena, I think we've done Constellation. Hercules' mom, Sphinx. Hera's done. Roman. And we've already done God. Story. Moron. Callisto. Titan. Minotaur! Holy shit! Caesar, you finally got it! Wow! We still did better than last night. 147 guesses, which seems crazy. Minotaur, Theseus, Labyrinth, Perseus, Poseidon, Centaur, Lair. We were missing some stuff here. Golem, Kraken, Daedalus, Unicorn, Dragon, Medusa. Good job. Good job, Caesar. We did way better than last night, even though that took forever. The protest itself was boring and shitty, but we had a good time making fun of them. And we even got a new named character on the list. Yes, Fractal. Oh, yes, the Space Minotaurs. Well, Rocket was pretty... Where was Rocket? You guys are harping on the Rocket find, but... Rocket was 300, so... I think it's because a lot of the space missions are named after stuff like this. Alright. Alright, fun. It's fun hanging out with you guys. Hanging out with you guys as usual. We will see you tomorrow. We will see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.